Ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? Welcome to episode 85 of the It's Obvious Gaming Podcast. I'm your host, Preston Pugh, and I'm joined by my two best friends, Garrett Drake.
Good afternoon, gentlemen.
And Jacob Alka.
Hello, boyos.
Boyos.
Gentlemen, how are we doing this fine evening? I mean, it's not evening, it's afternoon.
It's usually evening.
Yeah, usually.
Yeah, it's a
what,
bit,
is it?
Well,
We typically do afternoons.
when me and Garrett usually do.
Recently, Jacob and I have been doing a lot of evenings, especially when you're out of town a lot.
I've been too busy for you guys, so I wouldn't know.
So it's good to have you back again.
Yeah.
It's good that
Been
our
bouncing
host-
in and out quite a bit.
Yeah, I know.
It's not your fault, though.
Yeah, I know. I think I wasn't snowed in last week. I was, due to the snow, some previous engagements I'd had were switched.
Drug deals.
Drug deals? Exactly. That and my birthday with the whole family and stuff was switched to like Saturday night, and my mom had like catering and stuff, so I couldn't like bail on my own birthday.
Yeah.
So
later, fam.
Sorry.
Yeah. But yeah, it was fun. I had a good birthday. I listened to the show.
You turned 24, right?
Yeah.
Wow. How does it feel?
I know. I'm 6 years from 30. Was just
That's amazing.
the most unsettling thing
Holy
ever.
Are you not 24?
Yeah, you're 7 years from 30.
Yeah, I'm about to be
24 for almost a year.
Yeah, you're going to be 25 in July, correct?
No.
July 27th.
I'm an old man.
July 27th?
Yes.
I know your birthday.
Are you ready to be 30?
No.
I don't think I'm ready.
I'll never be.
I'm gonna have
That's
I'm gonna have a
weird.
hardcore midlife crisis.
I think I'm 6
that's
years
not
from
even
30.
midlife.
I know. I'm gonna have like a quarter life crisis. So
I'm just going to play video games till I die, and I'll be happy at this point.
Yeah, that's all I'm going to do. Just
So-
play video games.
Speaking of that, I saw this Kotaku story of this like 90-year-old man who's been playing this MMO since like 99, and the MMO's getting like shut down this month, and it was like a video of him like, this is my old character, I've been with him since 98 and stuff. I know. So sad. And he was like, yeah, I've been playing these other games people have recommended to me, but they're just not as good as this one.
What
or
MMO is
something.
it?
I'd never heard of it.
Okay.
Literally never heard of it. It looked like a slightly better like RuneScape.
Wow.
So, but good on him, man. He's been going out. That's gonna be me.
Totally.
Yeah.
With which game specifically? Or just a multitude?
Hopefully a multitude. I'll be Destiny. I'll be playing Destiny.
Vanilla Destiny.
Yeah,
I never updated my console.
I'm on that vanilla server.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, gentlemen, how was your week?
Mine,
You said yours was stressful.
It was rough, man.
Wow.
I had zero time for games. With the exception of Monday night, I played a handful of matches of Rainbow Six Siege. Loved it. Did a video. I enjoyed myself. But other than that, I didn't get to touch a controller at all, which really sucked. Just, like I said, past week, back on school, grind. And it's keeping me extremely busy, having to be at work full time. And I was also told at work this past week that I need to be more present because I've been either falling asleep too much at work because I'm physically exhausted, or I have to go to class.
Why don't you sleep?
Because I'm
I mean like at home. You should sleep.
because I'm always working on videos. Because when I get home from work or school, it's typically 10 o'clock. I'll shoot a video. I'm like, well, I want to put this out at a decent time, so I'll stay up to like 3 or 4 editing it and uploading it, and then I'll go to work. And then I'll go to school, and then I'll come home and do homework, and just repeat that process over and over and over and over again. I'm like physically exhausted. So I'm like, they're like, you need to have a better presence at work and everything. So I have to not only be at work way more than I have been, but I also have school and projects to do, and it's just detrimental, and it sucks a lot. But I'm so thankful that we have this podcast that we can sit here and at the very least talk about games. Thank you for everyone for joining us. But other than that, that was my busy, stressful week.
Sounds like a terrible week.
It was bad, man. It was really bad. What was last night? Oh, yeah, we went to the bars last night.
Yeah.
And
What bars?
We went to Buckhead. Well, first we went to Top Golf, and that was a lot of fun. And I was terrible as usual. I think my top score was 6 points.
No, you had 14.
Oh, first round I had 14. That was the luck of the Irish
you got
smiling
second.
upon me. And then final round, I think I had 3 points. It was awful. But Jacob killed it as usual. I don't know why
I
you
usually
haven't.
don't kill. I don't know how I did so
You have an
well.
incredible swing. I tried to post a slow-mo video of him on Instagram just so people could see how talented he is, but my phone was not cooperating, unfortunately. But
It's a real shame.
yeah, but you looked great doing it. Jacob, I don't know why you haven't pursued golf as either a big hobby or a professional possibility for yourself.
Yeah.
Because you know, if I was making the joke with them and you used to keep so many secrets from us, I wouldn't be surprised if you played for North's varsity golf team the whole time and just never told us. But you were wonderful. But then we went to the bars in Buckhead, and I just sat around the whole time, and it was fine. But Jacob, had a bit of an experience last night. This isn't embarrassing, I would say. Like we already discussed, this was just really funny. So Jacob had quite a few drinks last night, which is fine. But we went back to my car, and my car is parked in a parking lot divided by like a wall that comes up to our chest. And we typically just climb the wall because to walk around it takes a way longer. So we usually climb the wall and get in my car, and all of us managed. It was me, Evan Mitchell, Evan Capolina, and Jacob. We all managed to get in my car, and we're waiting for Jacob, and we're just sitting there. So we're looking out the window of my car, and Jacob's directly...
Why was I so far behind?
I don't know. I have no idea. But you were very slow getting to the car. So Jacob puts his arms up on the wall, and he attempts to hoist himself over. So he gets all the way up, and he's kind of leaning over the wall, and he just front flips over it. And it was a decent drop. It was like a 3, 4, or 5 foot drop. And Jacob just falls head first, and he just disappears in front of my car. And you just hear this big thump on the front of my car. And he's gone. We don't see him. We're like, and of course we're laughing hysterically. We're like, where did Jacob go? And all of a sudden he just pops up. He's just standing. He looks totally fine, and he gets in the car. We're like, dude, that was quite a tumble. Are you okay? And Jacob's like, it's fine. Everything's fine. It's fine. And we're like, are you sure? You're like, yeah, it's fine. So then we went to Waffle House, and Jacob came over today and said he doesn't remember any of that.
Yeah.
So
I don't remember what I ordered.
You had...
I think I had eggs.
You had eggs, toast. You had the All-Star Special without the waffle. You had like eggs and toast, and I think you had some bacon too.
Okay. I don't think so. I think I just had eggs and toast.
Well, you remember that at least.
That's all I remember.
Okay. I had... I always get the Texas bacon, egg, and cheese melt with the hash browns, and I get a waffle in addition to that. It's essentially the All-Star Special, but all of the contents of the All-Star Special are smashed into a sandwich, and it's really good. Well, I was enjoying my meal. I always love that meal. It's incredible. But halfway through my waffle, I was eating a bite of my waffle. I was like, something's not right about this bite. I pull out a blonde hair, probably a foot in length. And I was like, well, that's the end of my meal tonight, but up until now, it was great.
I remember that too. I remember you saying something about a hair.
Yeah, and everyone was wondering because like half my food was left, and I just like put my hands in my lap and smiled at everything everyone was saying. At the end of the meal, I was like, man, you didn't even finish your meal. Everyone like devoured theirs, and I was starving. I was like, yeah, I pulled a really gross hair out of my mouth halfway through the meal, and they're like, oh, I was like, yeah, I didn't want to spoil the meal for you guys, so I just kept it to myself.
Probably like hairs in all our meals.
Right, but it was a pretty fun night, I guess.
Nice.
Yeah, it was
So,
all right.
that was my week, though. How was your week, Jacob?
Health-wise, it was a little rough. It's been warmer here in Georgia recently for some odd reason.
After it snowed last week.
Right. A week ago it snowed. This week it's almost 70.
Right.
But I think the change in weather's like messed with my sinuses and stuff because I can't breathe. I can't hear. Everything's just stocked up and it sucks.
I'm sorry,
But
Jacob.
I'm here regardless. Besides that, the week's been pretty easy. Been working a side job, you know.
Yeah, the job you won't tell me about?
Yeah, the job I won't tell you about.
It's so weird. I was like, is it pornography, Jacob? You're like, no. I was like, are you selling drugs? No. I'm like, then why is it a secret?
Just can't tell you. But I'm making money somehow.
All right.
That's all everyone needs to know.
Okay, whatever you say.
It's not even
Jacob has a
illegal.
YouTube side project with like 6 million subscribers. He just hasn't
I
told
wish.
anyone yet.
What if I did?
That'd
What if
be-
I was just some
that would
star on
be
the
something that
internet?
wouldn't surprise me if you told me that.
Yeah. If only.
You're like, dude, It's Obvious Gaming is my dinky side project.
Yeah.
Fine.
But yeah, that's pretty much my week. Nothing exciting, to be
Cool.
honest, but here I am.
Great. How are you, Preston?
I'm fine. This week was a little bit of a grind for me as well. Unlike yours, my grind took place in Novigrad. Playing about 35 trillion matches of Gwent.
How about a game of Gwent?
Yeah,
How about some Gwent?
I'm about like 10 or 15 hours away from platinuming The Witcher for the second time.
Jeez, dude.
I'm just knocking out
son of a bitch.
I know. I've had work
I'm so
off this
jealous.
week. I'm pretty sure I have work off next week too.
That's awesome.
I'm getting ready to start another big hoopla, like big thing in,
Is it in
my
state?
job. Yes, in state at
Awesome.
least. So I won't be traveling. Well, I'll be traveling, but like
Not out of
3-4 hours away.
Okay.
So, but yeah, getting prepped for that. So I have a lot of time to play some video games. But yeah, like I said, I started The Witcher 3 like hardcore this week, and it's a great game. It's definitely one of my favorite games, especially RPG wise. And I'm getting a little to burnout. It's just that game is so long. I did not realize how much freaking content in that game has. It's like obscene. I'm almost near the end of the story. I need like 10 more Gwent cards, and the ones that I require just I need to just play random people. So I'm like following a list of people that you can play the card games with. I've done everybody in Skellige. I've done everybody in like Velen. So I'm in like the big city in Novigrad right now, just like knocking it off. So I should have that.
I hate that that's a trophy, getting all the cards.
Yeah, it's just a lot of Gwent, like an obscene amount of Gwent. But I'm like I have like all the best cards in the game, so I'm just like wrecking everybody. So I gotta play in like the big Gwent tournament and stuff to get that trophy. I have to finish all the Witcher contracts and then just finish the story.
That's the only quest I didn't do in was it Blood and Wine?
Yeah,
I didn't do that tournament.
Yeah, the tournament. I didn't either. So I'm probably not gonna go back into the DLC just because I've played. I think my hours. I checked them last night.
But you won't have 100% in the game, right?
Huh?
On your trophy list, it won't say 100% unless
no,
you do the DLC.
As long as I have the platinum.
It doesn't count.
Yeah, I know. If I had,
You have to do it.
I can't. Like, I just want the platinum.
Maybe you could go back like in
fine.
6 months if you felt like
Maybe. That's what I've done. I've played an obscene amount of Gwent. And I love remote play on the Mac, dude. I would just, especially with Gwent, my family was watching a movie last night, and I was sitting there watching it with them, but I was just like playing Gwent, like looking, backing up and stuff. So I've been using the remote play like crazy on the Mac, just because I like to be, once my family comes home, I like to spend some time with them, but also not spend time with them.
Your gaming in.
Yeah, got to get my gaming. I don't know. I just feel like more involved, even if I'm like just sitting on the couch, like with my my laptop in my couch, watching sports or just like hearing.
I'm the same way
on
the weekends. I like to be around the family. Yeah, instead of up in my room.
So if only there was a console I could like take down with me,
if only
downstairs, and I could play. But
keep dreaming, man.
Bring your 4K TV down. Set it all up.
Set it in my lap. I've been playing Vita 2. I think you mentioned I was playing Final Fantasy 6, which is really good. The story's really great. I was playing 10, and I like 10 as well. 10's really fun. So I'm kind of going back and forth between those. Those are just good travel games. They definitely take up a lot of time. Very, very meaty games for sure. I was pursuing the platinum of 10, which is, I think, feasible. I think it says around 80 to 100 hours to platinum it, but it's there's like one or two missable trophies, but besides that, it's just like pretty much like Final Fantasy 15. Like, kill these guys, get these weapons, do these quests. Like, it's pretty straightforward. It just might take me a little bit of time, but so far it's fun. The story's it's like, I think it's the first Final Fantasy that ever introduced voice acting, so it's like cheesy to the max. 10. But the story's interesting. But I played that. Last Guardian, I think I'm about a little bit more than halfway. I do really like that game. It's fun. I really like Trico. He's really cool. I have not run into the problems a lot of people have had with controlling him. He seems fairly responsive to like the things I've asked of him. And I like that I've heard some criticisms like there should be like if you need Trico to go over here, there needs to be like a circle that pops up and like, place him or take control. That doesn't fit with the game. It's like, I know this is like, a lot of people have been saying this, and it seems like an excuse for like bad game design, but there's something about like yelling at this dog thing, like, hey, like, come over here, help me up here, and he's like sniffing his butt and stuff, and you're like, oh, come on, like, do this for me. I guess I'm used to having dogs ignore me my entire life with me yelling at them, so I'm like just used to it in the game, and it kind of gives it a little bit of like, I don't know, character, if that makes sense. But you're just like yelling at this thing, and like when he does it, you like stroke his head and stuff, and he like growls at you and stuff. So it hasn't been to the point where I'm like, I know what he's supposed to do and he's blatantly ignoring me. It hasn't gotten like to that point yet. So I think it's a good mix between me like yelling at him and then he finally does it. I like it. So so far so good. It's a really cool game.
I'm excited to eventually play it. Yeah. I'm going to finish Skyrim, then I'm going to jump to Inside, then probably Last Guardian.
I finished Inside this week. Great game.
Indeed.
Upon watching the secret ending and listening to people's theories and stuff, it is extremely interesting, to say the least. It is like hearing some people put these things together that like I was too dumb to like put together, and like the switch goes off in your head. They're like, oh, holy shit, that's what's going on. Like, of course, it's all up into interpretation, and I'll be interested to talk to you what you think's going on, because I don't think we've had that discussion yet. But great game, definitely recommend it. Yeah, that's pretty much all I did video game wise, and I've been playing like the past 3 days. I just was showing you guys the Yu-Gi-Oh game on the phone, which is just so addicting.
That's awesome.
Fun.
Now, what's
so
it exactly titled?
Duel Links.
Duel Links.
Yeah.
Now, is Yu-Gi-Oh in the title of this game?
I think so. Yeah.
Yu-Gi-Oh Duel Links.
Apparently, it's been in beta for a little bit, but
Okay.
the release, I think, to everybody was relatively like soon. Like I thought it was maybe a couple days ago or something.
Hey, it's a Konami game.
A Konami?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Konami.
But I saw like a Game Informer video on it, and I saw it, and I was like, "Holy crap!" Because I did when everybody was playing Hearthstone, including me. It reminded me of Yu-Gi-Oh! Because I used to play Yu-Gi-Oh! All the time, and I was like, "Why isn't there like a cool phone game?" And I would Google it, and I didn't find anything until now. And like, holy crap, it is scratching that itch so hard. I love Yu-Gi-Oh! So that's really fun. So I've been playing essentially Gwent and Yu-Gi-Oh! Like all week.
Nice.
So yeah, that's all I've been doing.
Sounds like you truly possess the heart of the cards, Preston.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's pretty cool. You mentioned over the... Oh my, what was that? Someone yelling downstairs. Sounded visceral. You mentioned that your trip back home from Boston was a wild adventure.
Oh yeah,
Do you mind sharing that with us briefly?
Recently. So I was in Boston for like a week. Super awesome place. Like I was staying at the Fairmont Hotel down there, which is like right across the street from the Boston Public Library. And I'm like,
did you check out some books?
oh yeah.
Did you return any overdue books?
Why? I've only been there once.
Okay, I'm just saying. Fallout was a Fallout 4
I
reference.
was just finding books scattered around, returning.
Speaking
forgot
of
about
Fallout
that.
4, I platinumed that game, but
Yeah.
I have like 50% of the trophies because
All
all
the
the
DLC.
DLC I haven't touched.
Right.
I got all
It's just funny.
the trophies in Far Harbor, and then I was like, all right, I'm gonna get all the trophies for like Wild Wasteland, and I didn't have like any materials, so I was like, whatever. But anywho, I could like it like occurred to me as I was like walking to work one day. I was like, holy crap, this is where Fallout 4 was. I was like, I need to like look for things I remember.
Yeah.
But where I was like next to these cool looking cathedral things. I'll have to show you guys pictures. It was really cool. But the hotel was super nice. The room service was cool. I ordered like a lot of fancy room service there.
A cheeseburger.
I did order a cheeseburger. It was really good. I ordered some Boston cream pie as well.
Wow.
For my birthday.
Cool.
I was alone by myself.
In a hotel room.
Yeah,
I deserve
exactly.
this.
But anyways, just getting home, we were getting snowed in. Atlanta was like canceling flights. My flight was canceled back. So essentially the company that I was contracted to was just like, get home, don't worry about the money. So I was like, okay. So I like was throwing stuff in my luggage, like racing out, and I forgot my freaking shower radio.
You need that.
I know, I forgot it at the hotel.
So it's still there?
Yeah, still there.
Oh, dude.
I know. I love it's Bluetooth shower radio that I
Yeah.
just pop in there. Yeah. So
That
I need to
sucks.
order another one. But anyways, that's the only thing I left, thank God. I had no car, and I just had to figure out how to get to the airport. So I like pull it up on my maps, and it's like a 40-minute walk, or probably actually longer. I think it's close to an hour. And my flight was like at 1:30, and it was like 11, and I was like, I've got to get there like right now, because you have to get there like within an hour of it taking off to like check your bags in and everything. So I swore I wasn't gonna make it. I tried to call a taxi. I was thinking like the movies. I'm like, there's gotta be taxis everywhere. So I'm like running around looking for a taxi, and there's not one taxi anywhere. I tried booking one on my phone, and it was like, you need to book one 4 hours in advance.
What about, did you try Uber?
Oh, there was not Uber around.
There wasn't.
Nope.
No.
I downloaded the app and everything, and I
Wow.
was like, there's no
Jeez.
Uber drivers around here. I was like,
Sucks.
what? Yeah, because we landed and we didn't know we weren't having a rental car. So the guy was like, let's just get an Uber. So he pulled up the app, and there's no Ubers anywhere there. So I don't know. He said it might have to do something with that airport. Like they don't allow Uber drivers to do stuff there. But anywho, so I like, for the first time in my life, I had to like rely on public transportation. And I was like taking these trains and stuff, and it was just so confusing. It was like, take this train, and there's like signs pointing to the street. So I'm like running down the street with like my bags, which one of them weighs like close to 60 pounds, and it's just like flopping behind me. And it was like I had so much adrenaline that like I didn't even care. Like I was just slinging this. I could have killed somebody, like throwing it into them or something. So anyway, it's just me figuring out how to get there, and I finally get to like the bus before the bus that takes me to the airport, and I was completely lost. And this woman was next to me, and she was hardly wearing any clothing.
Was she offering you a quest?
Huh?
Was she offering you a side quest?
No. She was just an NPC I had to talk to.
Okay.
But and by not wearing any clothes, I didn't mean she was like naked, but it was snowing and freezing, and she was wearing like a t-shirt. So I was like, oh, you must be from here. Like, you're used to the cold. So I was like, excuse me, miss. And she turns around and she's like, I have a boyfriend.
No way.
I'm not even joking. And I'm like, I was already mad because I thought I was going to lose my flight.
Yeah.
So I was just like, I just made this face. And I was like, I can't ask you a question. Like I said it in the most like, are you kidding me face ever?
Yeah.
And she was like, what? I was like, how do I get to the airport? And she was like, oh, just follow me. So I like followed her around the corner, and thank God the bus had just pulled up, was right there for me to hop on. So
that is hilarious.
I know.
Dude.
I was just like so taken aback. I was like, I didn't say that when I hit on you. Don't like, assume I'm hitting on you like out of nowhere. So anyways, I got on the bus. I'm like getting there, and for some reason the bus, like a message comes over, and they're like, we have to turn off the engine for a little bit. We're like, just turned off the engine in the middle of the road. I'm like looking around, and everybody's like sitting there like normal. I'm like, I guess this is normal. And I'm like looking at my watch, and it's like getting closer to like 12:30, and I was like, oh my God, turn this thing back on and let's go. I got to the airport. I got my ticket printed out and everything, and this ticket was like $450 to get home, which I don't know if that's really expensive or not. Just a one-way too.
I don't know.
Is that expensive? I don't know. It wasn't even like a nice ticket or anything. It was just like the only one available. So I'm waiting in line to get my badge checked in, and I get all the way to the front of the line, and he's like, are you first class, sir? And I was like, no. And he was like, oh, your line's over there.
No.
And I was like, oh my gosh, because I just sat in line for like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
So I go all the way over, and the line is like ridiculously long, and everybody is just farting around, and I'm about to lose my mind.
I bet.
So thank God I just got in there, and they're like, what flight are you? And I told him, and he was like, oh man, you're gonna be cutting it close. And I was like, I know, like I need to go now. And he was like doing it fast, and I thank God got to security on time. And in the end, I got there with like 15 minutes to spare. But it was just extremely stressful. Two of my coworkers actually got stuck.
Man, that sucks.
They were kind of talking like, they're like, oh no, I hope we don't get stuck and have to go back with our wives. They were kind of like hinting at stuff like that. I was like, like I am going home today, especially because I knew I had like a birthday party planned the next day and stuff. Like I did not want to stay in Boston, as cool as Boston was, and it was freaking awesome. My little bubble that I stayed in, I totally wanted to get home. But that was my adventure.
Wow.
Interesting.
So you landed fine and got home fine?
Yeah, I landed as it was like about to start, and my neck of the woods, it really didn't snow. It like we got ice on the streets, but yeah,
nice.
So nothing too crazy happened where I was. So it's crazy the difference between just like an hour. Like the outside of my house was nothing, and I was seeing pictures of like stuff up here, and there was like snow everywhere. So, but yeah, that was the most eventful thing that happened.
Great. Well, speaking of winter weather and snow, Christmas happened recently, as we all know, and we're still celebrating Christmas here on the It's Obvious podcast. Jacob's Christmas present finally came at long last. You forgot his present for you as well, which sucks. But Jacob, here is my present to you to open on the podcast, as we did recently.
You wrapped it really nicely.
Yeah, it's just a bunch of plastic. It always looks like a GameStop bag, but it's not from GameStop. I
was gonna say, is this GameStop? But
it's from OnceUponATea.com. Every month they have exclusive fan-made designs. And it's a very hit or miss website. Almost all of them suck tremendously every month, but there's always that one shirt once a month. I'm like, I gotta have that.
I'm really bummed that I was only able to wear what you got me one time, the Christmas Zelda sweater.
Yeah.
Because I like it a lot. It's just, I just can't justify.
I can't do it.
Jacob.
What are you doing?
You can't justify what?
Wearing a Christmas sweater not at Christmas?
No, I mean, it's don't know. I would consider it a winter sweater, not just a Christmas. I mean,
well, it's way
kind of
too hot to wear it.
Right now, yes, it is.
Preston, thank you for opening my present.
Yeah, man, no problem. Your muscles are just.
Don't worry about that paperwork. I'll take care of that later. It was only $6 million.
I thought that was the present.
Oh, it came with my shirt too. I got one for myself. Yours is the
Which one is yours?
Mine's the blue one.
Okay.
Mine's the cool one.
Yeah.
You get the shit one.
Yours is the blue one.
It is. I'll show off mine as well, but you show yours first. It comes with a free piece of candy.
Oh, free piece of candy.
Yeah, free lifesaver.
Ooh, a piece of candy.
Yeah. Careful now. It comes
And
with a sticker too. Yeah.
Wow.
The Once Upon a Tea night sticker.
Let me see it.
That'll do.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's an N64 blueprint shirt. Kind of like my Super Nintendo one, but that's N64 because I know you have a lineage with N64.
The fun machine.
Exactly.
I do love the N64. I have fond memories playing it. And,
Yes.
Thank you.
You're
So
welcome. I
shirt.
hope it fits okay. You're welcome
Is
to
it a
take off
medium?
your shirt and try it on right now for everyone.
I don't
It is a medium, yeah. I
don't
got.
want to block the Falcon pride right here.
Yeah, that's true.
It's got to.
They got to rise up today. It is Saturday.
Hopefully,
as
this
we're
doesn't
shooting
publish Monday and they lose.
And they're out of the playoffs.
Yeah.
No, what's your prediction? It is Monday now that people are listening, or
Oh,
later in the week.
they're
Did the
gonna
Falcons win?
Yeah. It'll be very close, but they're going to win.
Okay, we'll see. I told you I don't even watch the Falcons, but I have a good feeling about it. I got the PlayStation 2 schematic shirt in addition to my Super Nintendo shirt, as you can see, right here. So that's exciting.
Very
Yeah.
cool.
Why is the P not there? Because they'll get sued?
Yeah, don't worry about it, man. The Super Nintendo one actually has the logo,
Oh,
but
wow.
for video watchers, the PS2 schematic, so that's pretty fun. But, you know,
Very cool.
they were really
Pretty cool,
cheap. They're
man.
only $12 designs, so...
I got you this gift, man. Super
Yeah.
cheap. Don't worry about it.
I almost got you something Overwatch related, but I didn't really see anything that you'd be totally into on Amazon. I mean, there's like a hat and a Lucio shirt that doesn't look
I got
very
you
cool.
something Overwatch related. Spoiler alert.
Okay, yeah, so... But I went with N64. I thought it was a little different, so...
Cheers.
You gonna eat that piece of candy?
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Very cool.
Spoiler alert, they're all poisoned. They kill all their
the food
customers.
is poison.
Yeah. All the food is poisoned.
This is the It's Obvious Gaming Podcast. The show where my two best friends and I get together every single week to discuss video games and other things, obviously. If you like us, please check us out at youtube.com/ItsObviousGaming. We're also on iTunes, Spotify, Audio Boom, Google Play. Please leave us a rating on iTunes and subscribe to us there. Also, please subscribe to us on YouTube because we got to reach those 5,000 subscribers before the
gonna
end of this
happen, man.
year. We do, and if we don't, it's all your faults. So it's in your hands.
You're right.
Great point,
I couldn't have said
Preston.
it better myself.
Hey,
Also
man,
can't speak.
what's the news?
What a week it has been, boys. Obviously, we're going to get into Nintendo. It is our main topic today, but beforehand, we've got a few little tiny stories that are fun to discuss. The first one comes from Garrett Holfish of nerdmuch.com. Quote, this is written by Garrett Holfish, but this is a statement from Microsoft to IGN. It says, after careful deliberation, Microsoft Studios has come to the decision to end production for Scalebound. Scalebound! We're working hard to deliver an amazing lineup of games to our fans this year, including Halo Wars 2, Crackdown 3, State of Decay 2, Sea of Thieves, and other great experiences, end quote. Scalebound is canceled. How do we feel about it?
It feels bad, man.
It feels bad because it was our excuse to say we're not PlayStation fanboys. We're like, we're not PlayStation fanboys. We're going to play Scalebound, dude. Well, now that that's over, we're officially PlayStation fanboys.
The only other game I'm mildly interested in is Sea of Thieves, but none of those sound exciting to me.
I'll be honest. Crackdown 3, the demo I saw was either this past E3.
Has there been a demo?
Yeah, is there?
There has been because they were showing off a tech demo of the destruction in the game.
Oh, okay.
And it looked really cool. And you can literally destroy the entire city. I'm like, that's pretty cool. But other than that, kind of interested in State of Decay 2. I've seen gameplay the first one. It looked kind of cool. I know it's a zombie game, but I don't really play many zombie games anyway, so that's why it moderately has my interest. Sea of Thieves, of course, looks a little different. I like pirates. Maybe I'll jump in. But Halo Wars 2, we tried the beta after E3 last year now.
I'm just not into those kind of games.
And I sucked at it tremendously.
Yeah.
I'm playing.
You weren't good.
I mean, I'm playing XCOM. That's in a way sort of like an RTS, but it's different. But I totally sucked at Halo Wars, unfortunately. But it looks cool nonetheless. I enjoyed the time I had with it, other than sucking at it. So, but yeah, Scalebound's canceled. Were you guys at all like hyped for that game, or you just had a moderate interest?
Yeah, moderate interest.
I had a moderate interest. The demos I saw
Yeah, they didn't look
didn't
fantastic.
look very good, but I knew that like it was probably going to be a good game still. Like just because I know that core team at Platinum, they generally make good games. they're like, I don't know if it's their B team, but like all their licensed stuff yet hasn't been good, but like their core stuff like Bayonetta, Metal Gear Revengeance or whatever it was, Nier and stuff, like they're all good games. So I knew it was probably gonna pan out to be something good, but yeah, the initial demos kind of looked a little shaky.
It just sucks because Xbox, I feel like they really needed this game.
Like
they don't really have any like exclusive narratives, I feel like, besides what?
I mean,
Sunset Overdrive.
That's I heard somebody making a point on one of the podcasts I was listening to. It's like their experimental games like Sunset Overdrive. Oh crap, what was the other one? I forgot. There was another example, but it's like they're not panning out.
Is it Quantum Break?
Yeah, Quantum Break. They're not like panning out like they had hoped. And I've played both of those games, and they're both really good games. Like Sunset Overdrive is what has me excited for Spider-Man, to know that they can do traversal in an open world game really fun. Quantum Break was cool. I thought that was the narrative in that was really cool and interesting and stuff. So, but I don't think it's panning out as well as they would have liked to have seen it. And with just Scalebound being canceled, like, I think for the average gamer, like, what is that exclusive to get? Because like Sea of Thieves looks cool. I don't know how it's going to be. Halo Wars 2, I have no interest in that at all. I'm sure it's going to be a fine game for like RTS players. What was the other one?
Crackdown 3.
I know there's another Forza coming out.
State of Decay 2.
State of Decay 2, which the first one, like, I didn't really like it that much, but I know people like it, and I know that's fine. But like, I don't know. They need to show something at E3. They need to show a lot at E3.
I mean, the predictions are obvious. They will no doubt reveal Halo 6.
Yeah,
because they need that hype. And other Gears, probably, yeah. And of course, they'll announce Scorpio probably officially at E3.
But I know which I don't even give a crap what people think, but this could come off super fanboy. But like, exclusive wise, especially in the future, PlayStation is eating their lunch like it's not even close to a comparison. And that's an opinion and also a fact in terms of the opinion is quality wise, but the fact is quantity wise. Like from what's announced, PlayStation has far more exclusives coming out, and typically I stick to PlayStation games because I like their exclusives more. So in my opinion, quality is probably the same or a little bit better. But we have PlayStation has Gears of War, God of War, Spider-Man, Nier's coming out, Horizon's coming out, Persona 4's coming out. Like just this year, there's a decent handful of games coming out. Like whatever Sucker Punch is working on.
In the future, we have Last of Us 2, Days Gone.
Like I want to get pumped to get a Scorpio.
Me too.
Like I want something to get me like, yeah, I want a Scorpio. But like so far I know the Scorpio's coming out, and it's, like they've said, like the Pro, it's not another console, so it's still playing these games, but as of now there's no games. Yeah. At least when I got a Pro, I knew that, the first party games like God of War, Spider-Man, The Last of Us, like these games that will take advantage of the Pro, like gave me more incentive to get one. For the Scorpio, that's not there. So
I'm sure when they announce it, because that's the thing, Microsoft, although lacking in the exclusive department this coming year, they definitely have put on some killer conferences the last couple of E3s. So I would imagine E3 this year, it's going to still be exciting. Knowing Microsoft and their track record recently, I feel like not only will they announce the Scorpio, but they're going to have at least a handful of announcements as far as exclusives are concerned. That'll be, that's pretty cool. But right now, like you said, it's a little murky.
And is Crackdown even coming out this year? Like I know they said, but like they've showed nothing. And if it's coming out this holiday season, they have to do something soon.
It says this year, Crackdown 3.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, of course, we know delays happen.
I mean, that game was announced like
was it E3 last year?
Ago?
2 years?
2 years ago? It was announced a while ago.
I get the feeling it'll come out around fall this year. I get that feeling for some reason.
And this isn't the only game they've canceled. They canceled Scalebound, they canceled Fable Legends, they canceled that Phantom Dust game. Like,
oh yeah, forgot about that.
What's happening?
I have no idea. It's a bummer.
Yeah,
but yeah, I wasn't too heavily invested in Scalebound myself as far as keeping up with it. So it isn't. I won't even say it's a disappointment for me. I would say it's a disappointment as someone who genuinely enjoys Xbox, and I hope, like we said, I hope for good games on any console. especially exclusives. But yeah, that's a bummer because
exclusives are my favorite.
Yeah, totally.
Xbox. I like people designing a game like to the strength of that one console. Like that's why I own both. It's just because I think console games are typically, technically wise, they're the better games because you don't have to worry about it running on everything else. But I just like those console IPs. I like the competition. I don't like the fanboyism, but I like the competition of if Sony does good, Microsoft has to step up their game and vice versa. I just really like that. So I do want Xbox to come out this E3 and just like drop the hammer down on like games coming out and stuff, because I know that Sony will have to respond, and then it's I like that war. It's better for us. So
Xbox is the only one that can do it because Nintendo can't seem to find a way to do it.
We will see in time.
We'll get to that later, though.
Speaking of exclusives, this one comes from Christine Pugischu. Believe I'm getting better at pronouncing your last name.
Did she
Christine.
literally tell you how to pronounce it?
She did. I think it's Pugischu.
I read it was Pikachu sneezing or something.
Yeah, Pugischu.
Yeah.
I think that's how it goes.
Okay.
From nerdmuch.com, quote, this is really cool to me. A very brief plot summary appeared on IMDb for the Spider-Man game on PS4. It's been taken down, but thanks to Wayback Machine, we were able to retrieve what it said in full. Quote, Spider-Man must fight the terrifying foe, Green Goblin, as he contends with his usual life of being a married man with a daughter. But when Goblin hatches a sinister plan, can Spidey save his family and himself? End quote.
A married man.
Married man with a daughter. Apparently her name's Annie, I think.
Okay.
What I read in other details, but that sounds cool to me because one, I like we've said, I prefer Spider-Man in high school, and I'm glad we're getting it in the movies, but for the sake of an exclusive game made by an entirely new studio, I want something just completely different. One, we already know his costume is entirely different from anything we've seen. I think it looks super badass. I'm excited about it. And the fact that he's married, much older in his adult life with a daughter is very interesting. Now, I know that's been explored in the comics, but not in the games. So as far as the narrative is concerned, I like how they're focusing on one central villain. Of course, I'm sure there'll be more. But the central villain being Green Goblin, classic, and a entirely different take on Spider-Man I'm not used to. So that sounds really cool to me. And I get a feeling that's probably true. It could be false, but the fact that it was put up and taken down probably means there's a good chance it's true.
Yeah, definitely sounds cool. I for some reason thought it was a earlier story. I don't know who told me that, but that's cool to, like you said, see like a complete opposite of like what's going on in the cinematic universe.
Absolutely.
So I don't care if the story is the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. I just want to play that game.
Me too.
More than like anything on earth right now.
I'm very excited about it.
Yeah.
How do you feel, Jacob?
Yeah, looks cool, man.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll see something gnarly from it E3 time for sure.
I don't think I can take it.
I don't even want like a trailer demo of game. I don't even want trailer gameplay. I want someone to come on stage or just a video of someone playing the game.
It's gonna happen.
I want to see that so bad.
I'm confident that'll happen.
Okay.
I might freak out more than I did at E3 if that happens.
Did Insomniac do a live demo of Sunset Overdrive when it was announced?
Oh god.
Back in the day.
I
can't remember, but because some developers don't like doing live demos. They're just like, oh, here's a gameplay trailer. But I hope Insomniac's one of those developers that likes to come out and be like, we're going to play our game for you. We'll see. Good. It's exciting. Also, in the PlayStation realm, the Horizon Zero Dawn story trailer was released. You guys check this out?
I did. Yeah. I didn't want to, but I did. I couldn't keep myself away.
Yeah.
What stood out to you guys?
Just the mysteries that surround, I guess, why everything's happening is cool.
I actually liked the fact that there are enemy tribes in the game. For some reason, that didn't register in my mind until I saw this trailer that not only are there these robotic creatures in the world, but there's enemy tribes as well. Because that's the thing about the robotic creatures. As cool as it looks, in the deepest realms of my heart, I'm like, I hate fighting robots in games, but they still look really cool. But the fact that there's also enemy humans to fight is really cool. It gets me even. Sorry, Jacob, almost destroyed your phone there. Gets me even more excited for the game. Really enjoyed the trailer, and that's right over the horizon. A week before Nintendo Switch.
Nice pun there.
Yeah, nice, dude.
Yeah, you like that?
Yeah.
I actually did not do that on purpose until you said it was a pun. I was like, wow, you're right. That is a pun.
Are you going to say we're going to switch over to the Switch?
I was going to say, speaking of just over the horizon, a week after the horizon, we're going to switch to Nintendo Switch.
You should actually do an edit where we switch to something.
Okay. Nintendo Switch has officially been revealed. We saw the live stream.
I've revealed the Switch.
I've revealed the Switch, everyone. I'm the mastermind behind
welcome.
it. I hope you're proud. But it has been revealed. And we'll start with a very brief intro about it. It's coming March 3rd, 2017 for $29.99, $30.
Sooner than I thought.
$299, $300 at launch. How do you guys feel about that price point? Before we get into the nitty gritty of the reveal and the conference and everything about it.
I think that's a solid price point.
I think it's a solid price. I would have liked it at $250.
Yeah.
I mean, I would have liked it at $100.
Yeah.
But I think 300 is a decent price.
I think so too. That's totally fine with me. Now, the first questions, two questions actually specifically from two of our community members that pertain to the first question I'm going to ask. I was going to ask, are we excited for it? First question comes from, well, this is more of an impression and a question. From Sam Harris on Twitter, he says, holy crap, guys, that Nintendo Switch presentation was amazing. I'm super excited. What are your thoughts? A few minutes later, he says, after further review, I'm downgrading my enthusiasm to a meh. Price point being high and a few games are a downer. Felipe of Switzerland says, after the presentation, are you switched on or switched off? So, guys, how are we feeling about this?
My first response was hilarious.
Yeah, that's great.
After further review.
Hold your horses there, son. I guess I'll go.
Okay.
Sure.
I did not like the press conference. It was very Japanesey, which wasn't what was bad with it. It was just they come out swinging with, well, the first game they come out swinging with is 1-2 Switch, which just looks abysmal. Yeah. I think any game where you're selling it by you don't look at the game is just, you've lost me already. Yeah. And it just looks so dumb.
I wish Nintendo wasn't so into their like gimmicks. Like,
yeah, it was just like things. No.
I just wish they'd make a console and just make good games.
I mean, the Joy-Cons are fine. I'm actually excited about taking the Joy-Cons off and just leaning back in my couch with both my hands far apart, because that's how I played, the Wii. And you can like sit your leg up. Like, I know people are making fun of that guy sprawling out on the couch. I used to do that with the Wii.
You can hold your hands up like this, and play it if you want.
Could.
That's really cool.
But it's just cool to just like, you literally just like sit like this and just play it. And so that's cool. Yeah. The Rumble stuff sounds cool. The whole freaking the distance finder on that thing. Okay. Oh, you can do hand motions in it. Okay. Like, what that was whatever. Like, I don't care about that. But to come out with like their first two games is like Switch and then that ARMS game, which I'm sure it looks like it controls
terrible title.
Horribly, like moving, like tilting it left and right. Like, no, that is not for me at all. But and then having like Sega and the guy from Grasshopper coming up there, and they're like, we have games. We like this, and we would like to make games for it. Like, okay. Like, not giving really any details on the online service. Like, this was Nintendo's time to like really sell this thing, and there's still some questions left. And
they had so few games that they had to show Skyrim off.
Yeah, and like, I mean, that's cool, but like,
what'd you think about Mario?
I thought Mario looked cool.
Yeah.
It looked odd to me. But it's like, I know it's gonna be good. Yeah. Like, when have they ever effed up a Mario game? Like, and I've heard Miyamoto saying that it's like going to like the core of like 64. So I'm sure it's gonna be cool. Yeah. I really like Mario, but that's not like what sells the system for me. I'll definitely buy it.
It's a real shame that it's not a launch title, because if that was, I'm not getting the Switch day one. I just can't justify spending $300 for Zelda. I can't do it. I love the console though. Like, it's really cool. I can't wait to get one eventually, but I've never played Zelda. You can boil me in the comments or whatever.
Now you almost broke your phone.
But I'm excited to play Zelda. I'll play it, probably over the summer, just when some other games come out. So, I'm gonna wait. But I am excited.
Yeah, I went through stages of like how I felt after the event. I left the event with just my impressions of the Switch are, it looks cool. I think it looks cool. Yeah. Like, especially with traveling a lot, knowing that I can just take the device itself and just charge it and plug it in when I'm at a hotel room and play like console quality games like Breath of the Wild, like, Mario. Hopefully, I pray to God, like a Metroid at some point, like games like that, and I can just take it with me. That sounds awesome. Yeah, Mario Kart, stuff like that. That sounds really cool. Yeah, the launch lineup's weak. Granted, the only thing I would be playing anyways is Zelda. Yeah. So I did eventually pre-order it. I pre-ordered the Master Edition of Zelda, so I like essentially went all in. But the reason I went all in is just because my hype for Zelda is through the roof, whereas my hype for the Switch is just, yeah, it looks cool, but I would much rather just invest in, because I was thinking about just buying a really cheap Wii U, like a used one, or doing the old GameStop switcheroo where I like get the used Wii U and like beat Zelda and then return it because it broke or something.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, I might as well just invest in this console because I'm sure I'm going to be getting some cool games out of it along the line. Like I said, I travel and stuff, so like I don't know. I just decided to bite the bullet, and
it's not very big either. Like it'll be easy just to pack up. Like even just the dock itself.
I saw a comparison to like the Wii U, and the screen's like a little bit bigger than the Wii U tablet and stuff. So
do the games go in the tablet or they go in the dock?
No, they go in the tablet. Yeah, the only thing dock's for is like
it's charging
it and outputting the signal to TV. But I haven't heard if there's like a power increase, but I know it runs at a higher resolution on the TV. But I don't know if there's like more power in the stand. That's like I haven't heard anything about that. There's been like an argument between like what resolution Breath of the Wild is even running on the dock. So there hasn't actually been an answer yet. I know on the tablets at 720p, but I could care less about that. Breath of the Wild just looks freaking amazing. The trailer, I watched it like 8 times. It gave me like goosebumps. Like, holy crap, I cannot wait for that. And like I said, I pre-ordered the Master Edition right away. And I was also telling you, it's also a practical collector's edition because it comes with a Switch carrying case.
Yeah,
I gotta get one anyways.
I saw what's his face,
Reggie Fils-Aimé.
Yeah, unboxing it or showing off all the different things.
The only thing that kind of I was like about was the Master Sword looked like it was like lopsided, like it needed some Viagra or something.
It looks banged up and rusted and
hopefully that was just a prototype or something. I don't know, because
maybe it's a story plot. Maybe it's supposed to look like that.
I thought that too, but the video they showed of it was perfectly straight and looked like pristine. So I was like, I don't know. Just knowing it's called the Master Sword of like Resurrection or something, which I don't even know what that means, but just story wise, I'm like, I want to know what the hell is going on in this game. And I saw like the Deku tree, I think it was a Deku tree in the story, and then like Zelda freaking out, and then like the dude talking. There's actually voices in Zelda. Just the story is just like, holy crap. And then I saw the treehouse thing of a dude like taming a horse and like naming it, and he named it like not Epona and stuff. I just thought it was funny, but oh my gosh, I'm so psyched for that game. And what am I gonna do, Jacob? Horizon comes out the Tuesday before Zelda. What the hell do I do?
I don't know what you do.
I don't know what to do.
Those
are two games I am pumped out of my freaking mind for. They're 2 open world games where I shoot animals with bow and arrows, and I don't know what to do.
I'm glad I'm not you right now.
I know. I don't know what to do.
Stressful.
I know. I'm stressed out of my freaking mind about that.
Well,
hopefully you're not working that week.
Look at it this way.
I hope not.
If you're playing the crap out of one of them, you're like, hey, I could use a little break from this. You get to jump into an awesome game on another console.
I know, but it's like I'm jumping into a whole nother massive world, like a whole nother undertaking. It's not like a good balance, like where I'm playing The Witcher right now and I'm like, oh, I'm going to play some Inside, or oh, I'm going to play some Last Guardian, a very linear story-based experience. It's like, no, I'm going to play this massive open world game with side quests and go to another massive open world game with side quests that are, you know, like probably taking things from each other, like riding mounts around and collecting things and doing quests and stuff. Like, it's just like, oh my God, it's so stressful.
It is.
I don't know what to do.
I won't have much time for either of them, although I'm very excited. I also pre-ordered the Switch. I almost did it immediately because even though the conference was rough and there weren't many, like the launch, I mean, we're going to get to them, but not many launch exclusives at all that are exciting, with the exception of Legend of Zelda, which they announced at the end, which finalized my decision. Because if they had not announced Zelda, if they're like, Zelda's coming this summer, I'm like, oh, I'll just get one in the summer, I guess. But they announced it, I'm like, well, I definitely want to play Zelda as soon as possible because I've been excited about it ever since its initial reveal. I think it looks awesome. Like you said, the new trailer is very exciting. Story looks interesting. I've only played 2 Zelda games. This will be my 3rd, but it's a big one. I'm very excited about it. So, pre-ordered the Switch, and it wasn't difficult like we were talking about because I pre-ordered on Walmart, and I got my order confirmation, and then minutes later they sent me an email like, your payment information is messed up. So I'm like, that's weird. Tried it again, and then they just canceled my order. I'm like, well, try Best Buy. Same exact thing happened on Best Buy. So I had to call my bank. Best Buy gave me 24 hours to fix the issue. My bank's like, sorry, we thought someone had stolen your card and was trying to buy this something off Best Buy. I'm like, no, it was me, and I had to deal with all this stuff. So finally it worked. Pre-ordered it, and I'm excited about it. I will say, like we're saying, the lack of games at launch is very weak. But the game's coming, and that will come even beyond what we don't know already, or that we do know already, is going to be awesome, I think. And I'm just very excited about the device. Like we were saying, I think it's just very cool. And I think it's a worthy investment, so yeah. It's not... And the price I thought was very fair, at least for me. So I'm excited about it for sure.
So we were talking last night. You got the regular Switch, right?
Not
the Neon.
I did not.
Did you get the Neon?
No, I think it looks ugly.
You don't like it?
No, I really like the Neon.
I don't like it.
I like the Neon. The only reason I didn't is because that was my Walmart order was Neon, and then I was like, well, maybe I'll try the regular on Best Buy. Maybe it's just the Neon one sold out and they can't compute or something. So I got the regular, which is fine because I think it looks cool, all gray and black.
Yeah, and my setup too, like.
I know how you are.
Yeah, just not match or anything.
I get that.
I don't know if you're going to get to this later after you talk about the games, but the controller prices are abysmal.
I have that. Since we're talking about hardware, I was going to read this little thing from Eurogamer that just kind of clarifies a couple things about the touchscreen and battery life, which we hadn't touched on yet. But this is from Matthew Reynolds of Eurogamer. Quote, as for the base system, this is the tablet we're talking about, it features a 720p 6.2-inch touchscreen with a capacitive 10-point multi-touch display, meaning multi-finger gestures are supported, offering input akin to modern smartphones as opposed to the stylus-driven Wii U and 3DS, as well as online connectivity. Up to 8 Switch systems can also be connected locally. Battery life, meanwhile, is said to range from 2.5 hours to 6 hours, depending on the software and usage conditions. With Nintendo claiming roughly 3 hours of play with the launch title Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, the system can be charged with an AC adapter on the move with a USB-C connector. End quote. That's pretty cool to me. I'm glad I invested in that portable charger I can lug around with me in my backpack and whatever. I mean, I don't travel at all anymore, but that's the thing. Like, I want to take it wherever I go, but wherever I go, I'm working or in class. So I don't know. And I drive. It isn't like I take the train or bus to school or work, so I don't really have time to play it on the go. But I feel like you said, I want to hang out with the family, but also play games, so just take it down the stairs with me.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool, though. I like the option, and I'm sure there will come a time where I have a reason to lug it around with me for sure. But that sounds great to me. 720, like we were talking about, I don't at all need, especially with Nintendo, I know you're the same person, I don't need this spectacular graphical experience at all. I don't know what it is about Nintendo that makes that okay for me now.
They're so good at like their art style and stuff.
Exactly.
Like,
that's
Legend of Zelda looks incredible.
I think it looks gorgeous.
It looks beautiful.
Yeah.
And it's like on pretty dated hardware, you know, as compared to like, you know, the Pro and like what Scorpio's going to be in like modern PCs and stuff. But the guys that make those games are just so talented, and they just, you know, are just so good at what they do that it still looks beautiful.
Yeah, I'm incredibly excited for Zelda, and the fact that you can take it wherever you go and have the exact same experience is incredible. So I'm really excited. And I like all the options, like, you know, tablet mode. Like you said, you can remove the Joy-Cons and flip out the kickstand and put it on your desk if you want to play like that in your hotel room. Yeah. I mean, there's countless things to go over, but I think those little Joy-Cons are really impressive. Like all the things, I know that some of the things seem gimmicky that you can do with them, but I think they are impressive for those, just how small they are.
I think holding them sideways is gonna suck ass.
You think so?
I know they're like, oh, it fits so good in the palm of your hands. And I'm like, no.
Maybe for a man with those hands from that Burger King commercial, where it's like
me.
My hands are too small.
My hands are freaking tiny, but they still don't look comfortable. Especially the right one. Where
the one that sticks in the middle.
In the dead middle, like it's like your thumbs are like this close together. Like, I don't know. I'm never gonna use that. Like, honestly, like.
Well, if you have like a bunch of people over and they all have their little Joy-Cons, it might be fun.
Yeah, I'm sure that'll happen. I don't know.
Now, I don't think this really bothers me because I don't really have a need to buy more Joy-Cons unless this thing just is the coolest thing ever.
And you never know if you're gonna lose one, or you know. Because they're not exactly.
Lord knows if anybody here is going to lose one, it's going to be me.
Yeah.
So, this probably affects me more.
The Joy-Cons, and this is common knowledge now, but they're selling individually for $49.99, $50, 2 for $80, and the Pro controller is $70, which I'm definitely going to buy a Pro controller for sure. Yeah. I want one.
I'm going to see how the original, like the holder of the Joy-Cons is. I'm probably going to have that at first because after spending like close to like I don't know, $500-ish. I don't want to drop another $70 on like this
I feel you.
controller. And like I just told you guys before it started, there's no head port or headphone jack in the controller.
Is there not?
No,
Wow.
that kind of sucks.
That does suck.
Yeah.
One thing I was going to say is I also want to try that, like, I don't know if you can call it a dock, but that weird holder for the Joy-Cons. It's kind of like a square controller. I also want to try that as well, just because I kind of like...
The one that like comes with it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Like,
Right.
how that is.
I want to try that too, just because I kind of like when Nintendo feels foreign. Like, just feels kind of weird and different. I don't know why, it just works for me. So I want to try it like that.
Is there a headphone jack in the tablet?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
That's better than nothing.
it's on the top of it, which a lot of people were like, but
That's
it has
terrible.
to be there though, because the stand,
Yeah.
they can't like
You're right,
sit.
you're right.
That
But
sucks though.
I would've
'cause, like
liked-
the cord's gonna be dipping down on the screen.
Unless you, like, tuck it behind
guess.
it.
Yeah,
That's
you have to tuck
annoying.
it. But then how are you, what if there's voice chat? Like, are you gonna have to like plug your mic into the tablet unless you have a wireless one, or like how's that gonna work?
I don't
I
know.
don't know.
I would-
Nintendo
I'd-
is making that online service.
Yeah,
Just
but-
burn yourself.
Almost. But then there's like the whole people are speculating like, is that all through your phone? Is voice chat on your phone and stuff? Like, they need to answer
don't
these
know,
questions.
man.
I don't even think they know because they're like, oh, we're in, like beta or whatever the hell it is
Yeah.
until like
It's not even launching with the
summer.
Switch.
Yeah, like
Well,
Nintendo's a mess.
so hardware-wise, we seem pretty satisfied, despite whether we pre-ordered or not.
It's cool as shit. Like
Yeah.
taking it like the demo. I'm sure you've seen the demo of the guy just like playing Zelda and then just like pops it out and then he
Yeah.
pops it back in. Like that's cool as hell. Like
It
I don't
is
care who
cool.
you
The
are.
whole
That's cool.
concept and what it actually is really awesome. I just there's nothing to play, so I'm not gonna get it right now. or
Right.
when it comes out.
Okay, well, let's switch to the games coming to this device. So, these are launch titles coming March 3rd, 2017. Of course, we have Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. 1-2 Switch. You guys stoked about that?
God, I hate
If
everything about
I
that.
read it like one place, I did not research it at all because I could not give a bigger crap about that game. But if it's the rumored price of like $40-$50, they're out of
That's
there.
ridiculous.
For 1-2
Yeah.
Switch?
Yeah, that's
Oh
what
my
I heard
gosh.
somebody say that. Granted, it could be confirmed already. It's like
I think it should
$5.99.
come
I think
or something.
acceptable would be
But-
$20 for that.
Oh God, I think
I think it should be-
acceptable would have been free.
Yeah.
Come with the console.
To
I'm just
come
saying-
with your console.
I'm saying if they are going to price it, I
Yeah.
could see like $20. I'm like, okay, that's fine. I don't have any interest in it at all, but
that just was just like
I'm pretty sure it's $50.
that is wild.
I know.
Yeah, I don't know.
We'll see how it does.
Yeah.
I get the feeling it's going to tank hard. We'll see. Now, if it was, like we said, if it was bundled with the game, which is very surprising that it isn't, then sure, people would give it a shot. But now that you have to pay potentially $50 for it,
And
there's
Nintendo
no way.
doesn't like drop prices of anything, so
Right.
we'll see how
Dude,
good that
freaking
sells.
Twilight Princess on Wii U is still like $60. I just
Yeah,
saw it on
they don't
Amazon.
drop
the
Yeah,
price,
right. I know.
My goodness. Just Dance 2017. Love it. Skylanders Imaginators and Super Bomberman R. Did you guys watch gameplay for Super Bomberman?
Yeah.
I checked it out. I didn't really get it, but I heard it's really
I mean,
fun
it's
and addicting.
Bomberman. It looked like Bomberman.
Yeah.
I
haven't played
Bomberman.
the original, so I don't know.
Dude, is Street Fighter a launch title?
It isn't. It doesn't say that on here.
Okay.
Is it?
I think so.
Okay.
Street
Yeah, I
Fighter
got this from
2.
Eurogamer, so I'm not sure.
I don't know if that's a bit. Please let us know in the comments below if that's a new game. Because people are acting like it's a new game, but it's like Street Fighter 2 Hyper Ultra Edition or something. I don't know why people are excited about it. It's just like Street Fighter 2 to me.
Okay. Well, interesting. Post-released first-party games that have dates. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, April 28th. ARMS. Looks so sick. Spring 2017. Splatoon 2
That's
coming
not
this
even
summer.
a launch title?
No.
I thought that was at least a launch title.
Mm-mm.
Wow, why is Mario Kart not a launch title? That's just a
Yeah.
port.
That makes no sense. Yeah, I have no idea. But I heard it's also running in 60 frames on the Switch, which is
Oh
pretty
yeah,
cool.
Mario Kart looks really good on
Was
the
it not
Switch.
60 at Wii?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Mario Kart will be one of the first games I get, especially since I haven't played it on
Oh,
Wii U,
absolutely. Me
so-
too. I wanted to play
Be
Mario
great for
Kart 8
Let's
on Wii
Plays.
U, but I never got one. I thought it looked fantastic, so I'm excited to now be able to play
I
it.
can't wait to do Let's Plays of Mario Kart.
Oh, yeah,
It's gonna be a
dude.
blast.
Jacob's an incredible Mario Kart
Only,
player.
only on the Nintendo 64.
Right.
I'm bad
You
at every
smoked us
other-
in that Let's Play we did back in the beginning of this channel.
I'll eat your ass in Mario Kart 8.
Go
I'll
ahead,
eat your ass
it.
in real life, just without games. Fire Emblem Warriors coming late 2017. Pokemon Stars late 2017. Super Mario
Oh,
Odyssey.
Pokemon Stars. I didn't hear about that.
Yeah, 2017 it
Did
says.
they say anything about
Is that for real?
Or is that just rumored?
That's it. It's on the list.
I think
don't
it's
know.
just a rumor.
Is that like a port of the... Is that the one they were talking about?
It might be.
Nintendo hasn't
Like a
said
Sun
anything about
and
that.
Moon?
Yeah, I don't think it's nailed down yet.
I haven't heard anything about that.
But anything Pokemon gets me excited as well. So, Super Mario Odyssey, as we talked about, holiday 2017.
Looks great.
It does. It was a little weird seeing some human beings and then Mario running around. It was
weird seeing New York City.
But yeah, it threw me off a bit. But like you said, I think they'll do well for sure. What was the next? Xenoblade Chronicles 2.
I'm interested in that. I've heard Xenoblade's good. I do remember the first one on Wii. I just remember that had a lot of controversy at GameStop because they were charging like $80 or $90 for that game. And I remember people were like super pissed off about it.
Oh my. Because
it was just really hard to get a copy, and GameStop was like, knew that, so they were like upping their price big time on the used copies.
Wow, taking advantage, I see.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Got to make money somehow.
Yeah. If there's demand and not a lot of stuff, you raise the price.
Third-party games coming 2017. Again, this is third-party. I Am Setsuna, March 2017 in the US, and sometime in 2017 in Europe, apparently. Fast RMX coming in March. Has Been Heroes. Snipper Clips. Cut it out together.
I think that Snipper, what is it?
Snipper Clips?
I think it's Sniper Clips. But it actually looks kind of fun. I might consider
Don't they have like scissors on their heads though? It's probably Snipper Clips.
I don't know.
I think they have scissors on their heads.
I don't know.
And it says cut it out together.
I just watched a demo of it and it looked kind of
Don't
cool.
you feel like a dumbass now?
I don't know, dude.
You should probably just
I heard someone call it Sniper Clips. Okay. So that's why I said it.
Okay, that's understandable. I get
Maybe
that.
they're just an idiot.
Rhyme coming May 2017. You guys seen Rhyme in action?
Yeah, it looks fine.
I don't know anything about it. I just think it looks really pretty.
Sony dropped it as an exclusive with Tequila Works. I think that was their name.
Tequila Works.
Yeah, that was the big hoopla where like Sony like apparently went down to their studio and like literally took the dev kits from them or something.
No way.
Yeah, you didn't hear that?
No.
That's an interesting story.
Wow, that's fascinating.
Yeah.
Binding of Isaac Afterbirth.
That game's old.
Binding of Isaac.
I think this is Afterbirth Plus. It might be like a remaster.
I was saying, how many of these games are just like, there's so many ports. That's another thing that's just like, why is Nintendo is always like, oh, we have third party, like when the Wii U were like, we have Batman. Oh, we have Mass Effect 3.
Yeah.
Oh, like all these games we've already played and stuff. So I wanted to play I Am Setsuna. I really wanted it on Vita, but apparently in Japan it was on Vita and did not.
That's
run
that
well.
RPG, isn't it?
Yeah, by RPG Works or something. Square Enix created.
Is it turn based?
Yeah, it's like an old,
right.
like a more of an old school JRPG. But
I heard it's really fun.
Yeah, I want it on Vita, but like I said, in Japan it didn't run well at all, so they just brought it out on PS4 over here.
Well, you can technically play it on the go now on the Switch.
Yeah, but can I get trophies? That's the big question.
We're getting to that. Yeah, that's a huge question for sure. Trophies. Disgaea 5 Complete. Don't know what that is. You know what that is? Okay.
It's already on everything.
Lego City Undercover.
Yeah.
Dude.
Stoked.
That was on like the Wii. That came out like on the Wii.
Yeah, that sounds really old.
Yeah, it's pretty old.
Puyo Puyo Tetris.
I heard people are excited about that.
Okay.
Is it Puyo? I heard some people pronounce it differently.
Looks like Puyo to me.
Yeah, I guess.
Would you say Puyo, Jacob?
Sure.
All right, cool.
All right.
Redout. Don't know what that is. Sonic Mania looks pretty cool. It's like the old school looking Sonic game, correct?
Yeah.
Will I play it? Probably not.
I never liked old Sonic.
I liked the third person Sonic more too.
My uncle had Sonic 1 and 2 on his Genesis, and I like used to just play it, but I think I just sucked so bad at it. I'd get to like the second level and I'd drown. I just remember that vividly. Me drowning in the purple water.
No Sonic level will be as fun to me as the opening level of Sonic Adventure 2.
Yeah, and then the
escaping
rest of
from
the
the city.
just
Yeah.
goes downhill. I used to love that game. Game sucks. It does.
Oh, you told me you went back and played it again after watching
ass.
like a review, and you're like, "Holy crap, this is terrible."
I was in straight up denial. I used to really like Sonic, like Sonic Heroes, Sonic Adventure 2, Sonic. When 06 came out, I bought that, and God, that was a bad game. And then what was the one on Wii? In the Secret Rings or something?
Yeah.
Oh God, I was in such denial.
My favorite art style of Sonic ever was from Adventure 2 because I thought his shoes were the coolest things I'd ever seen.
Yeah,
he just looked badass. Shadow was badass too.
Yeah.
Was that when he was introduced as an Adventure 2?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shadow's
cool
looking.
I played a Sonic game.
Which one?
It's called Super Smash Bros. Brawl.
Nice. I told you I had Sonic Racing on PC. I loved that game.
Well,
I freaking loved it. I need to watch gameplay of that.
Bad.
That'd be great to do a Let's Play of that one day if I could find
That
it.
song gets stuck in my head.
Which one?
Can You Feel the Sunshine?
It's like brewing in my mind. I can't remember how it goes. Do you know the melody?
It's like, can you feel the sunshine? Does it brighten up your day, and you're like running.
Oh yeah. Well, nothing beats Escape from the City. It's like rolling around at the speed of sound. Got places to go. Gotta follow my rainbow. The song got me
Rainbow.
So not Rainbow. It's
Way Home.
Way Home. Sorry.
Wow.
I used to. This is you gotta hear me out on this.
Sonic song.
I used to think it was Rainbow. Then I watched a lyric video like 5 years ago. I was like, oh, he's saying Way Home.
I think so.
But I always liked saying Rainbow because I thought it sounded fun.
Oh yeah, Sonic songs.
These kind of songs were in Sonic games?
Yeah, it was
dude.
awesome. You never played that opening level?
Oh, I've never played Sonic.
It's the only cool part of that game.
Elder Scrolls V Skyrim.
Yeah.
Skyrim.
It's not even the special edition either.
Skyrim's
It's
the
just
gift that
regular.
keeps on giving. Came out in 2011 and it's still being released.
So it's the original version?
He didn't say special edition or enhanced edition or whatever. He just said Skyrim.
Will you play Skyrim on the go on your Switch, or do you
No.
think you've been there, done that enough?
Nope.
Okay.
I hardly can get to it on PS4.
Well, imagine Nintendo fans that have never played Elder Scrolls V Skyrim.
Old Preston would be jacked out of his mind right now.
Like, imagine people that just exclusively played Nintendo this whole time. And
that
they're
was
like,
me.
holy crap, I finally get to play Skyrim, but I also get to take it on the go. That's really cool.
That's me. I don't think people understand how much of a Nintendo fanboy I was back in my early high school days. I was all up on that Wii. Everybody was playing their 360.
You and I used to get in arguments about 360 and Wii.
Yeah, dude. I loved Wii.
I showed you Gears of War and was like, how can you deny this is way cooler than anything that's on Wii
Dude,
right
I
now?
loved Twilight Princess. It was like my jam. I was playing like Red Steel. What
so
else was
funny
I
you're
playing?
a Wii fanboy.
Oh, dude, I loved Wii. I was
I had a
playing
Wii
everything
too,
on
though,
Wii.
before anything else.
I remember when Prince of Persia came to Wii, and I was like, finally! Like, I can play a Prince of Persia game.
It's so funny.
Which one was it? Was it Two Thrones?
Yeah, it was the one where you would like be the other dude and stuff. But yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
NBA 2K18. That's kind of cool.
That's a new
for
game.
sports fans. Yeah. Project Sonic 2017. I didn't see what this was. I don't know what it is.
Nobody knows what it is. Yet.
Okay. Shovel Knight. That's really
it's
cool.
like the Generations 2 or whatever. They showed like a little trailer for it a while back.
Okay. Well, Shovel Knight's coming. I've already played Shovel Knight
That's
on
where
Vita.
I'm going to play Shovel Knight is on the Switch.
Okay.
Are you for real? Yeah. Dude, get a Vita, scrub.
I don't need a Vita. It's dying.
It's been dead for a while.
It's dead. It's still fun.
It's rotting in a hole by itself. Third-party games with no release date. Arcade Archives by Hamster. Constructor.
By Hamster.
Cube Life Island Survival. No, there's a lot of dragons coming up. You ready for this? Dragon Quest X, Dragon Quest XI, Dragon Quest Heroes 1 and 2, Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Play some Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 on the go.
Or I could just get trophies and play it on the PlayStation.
You could.
Yep.
What's next?
Weren't we going to talk about trophies? At
Which
some
is
point?
another-
Yeah, we're getting there. We're getting close.
Okay. Yep.
EA Sports FIFA. That's an unannounced FIFA game coming. Farming Simulator. Definitely picking that up. Minecraft Story Mode, The Complete Adventure. Rayman Legends Definitive Edition, or Definite Edition. Rayman Legends is really fun. Seasons of Heaven. New Shin Megami Tensei. Stardew Valley, which I really want to play Stardew Valley. I think that looks really cool.
Looks
I
interesting.
want that on my Vita.
I was
Why
thinking
is that
Vita.
not on the Vita?
I know. See, that's the thing. I tried to look for it in the Vita store. Couldn't find it. So I was like, oh,
Maybe soon.
bummer.
Maybe.
But no, I think Stardew Valley looks really interesting. Steep. I played the demo, and it was pretty cool.
Yeah,
But
people were saying like, how is that going to run on the Switch?
I don't know.
it's really... Well, that's the thing. Zelda looks massive, and that's going to run on the Switch.
Yeah, people were saying like Steep is like sometimes it has a hard time running on like
PlayStation.
PlayStation
Maybe it'll be
and Xbox.
downgraded to Oblivion, perhaps. Siberia 3. Project Octopath Traveler.
That looked cool.
It looked interesting.
That did look cool. I liked that.
Great title, too.
Oh yeah.
Taiko Drum Master. New Travis touchdown game by Suda51 and Grasshopper.
No More Heroes.
No More Heroes?
That's Travis Touchdown.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah, he's the main character in No More Heroes.
They spent a lot of time on that guy's art picture, and they just kind of talked
And
about
the guy was like stuttering like crazy. It was the most awkward translation I've ever heard.
Yeah, it was pretty
the
bad.
translator was rough.
People were saying he might have like the guy talking might have gone off script or something,
Yeah.
and the other guy was like, "Shit, like, what's he
Yeah.
saying?"
He said something about I'm sorry, I don't know. New Tales of RPG. Ultra Street Fighter 2, The Final Challengers.
Oh yeah, that's the one I was talking about.
Cool. And apparently Platonic Games is working closely with Nintendo to bring Yooka-Laylee to the Switch. Hopefully in the near future. So that's fun for people that are only on Nintendo. They can also play Yooka-Laylee potentially.
They've been doing it wrong.
Jacob, how dare you?
Past decade.
Dare you? Speaking of online features, we've made it. Nintendo will launch a paid subscription-based online service with the Switch in late 2017 with a free with a free trial period available at the system's launch. Pricing has yet to be confirmed, but players will receive discounts on digital games and a free NES or online-enabled SNES game to play, but not download and keep, on rotation each month. Here's a little taste. Now we're going to take that back now. But you said I could have it. Nintendo will also release a smartphone app allowing friends to chat online and arrange appointments.
God.
You better make that appointment we have to play Mario at 2 o'clock, you hear?
Absolutely. If you don't make the appointment, we're done. Also, Virtual Console has been confirmed by Eurogamer sources, debuting GameCube Virtual Console games including Super Mario Sunshine, Super Smash Bros. Melee, and Animal Crossing.
That's exciting.
That's kind of cool.
Pretty bomb.
It is pretty bomb. So
I want Twilight Princess on there. I have a huge urge to play that.
I would have a reason to play it finally. I would totally give it a shot. Believe me. Now we've talked about online features. It's a little weird. We'll see what the free trial's like upon release on March 3rd. Now let's talk about the hope we have for a trophy, achievement, medal, ribbon system that we've discussed in the past multiple times. Do you need this to be on the Switch?
I need it. Please.
I get the feeling there won't be anything like that.
There isn't. I bet
they would have talked about
everything.
They would have talked about it.
I don't even know if they would talk about it, but like there needs to be something like that. I need my OCD
I wish they would do mushrooms.
Something. I was just talking to you, and I know I need help. Please help me. I hate my addiction.
This is the guy that's platinum Witcher 2 or Witcher 3 nearly 2 times already.
I know, and I wish I wasn't like this. I really do wish. And that's the thing. It's like I love Zelda so much. I'm so pumped to play it that I'm gonna put it out of my brain.
You won't have to worry.
But think about how dumb this is that I'm gonna be playing Horizon and knowing that I haven't platinumed Horizon. It's gonna bug the shit out of me if I'm playing Zelda.
It's gonna take you away from Zelda.
Please help me. I need help. Because it's a problem. I'm not even joking. It's a damn problem. It really is. It not having 100% drives me absolutely nuts, and I'll drive myself crazy. If there's a pill I can take or something, please tell me. So I would just like something to get.
You just have to mentally decide. I just want to have fun and play games.
I know, and that's the thing is like I do have fun playing it. As I'm playing The Witcher, I'm having a ton of fun.
I get,
but I'm having more fun because I'm getting
trophies though, because it gives you additional objectives other than just like play the game. Yeah. It's like, oh, here's a challenge. Oh, that's fun to complete.
And of course, I'm obviously joking. I'm not like legit addicted, but I do enjoy them a lot, and that is a lot of fun for me. Is doing these different objectives that like let you play differently and stuff.
And you're getting the most out of the games you buy.
Yeah, and it helps me too. Like I actually like playing Vita a little bit more than I would because I know I'm kind of getting trophies and I'm adding to my profile. So but
absolutely
non-joking, that actually does go into me playing some games like me picking other games over some other games. Trophies do kind of equate to that. I kind of wish it didn't, but that's just kind of how my brain is, and hopefully in the future I'm not, as obsessed with getting them as I am now.
Have you not beaten Last Guardian yet?
No.
Do you think part of the reason is because you're not getting trophies?
No.
Okay.
I don't think that weighs into it. I've accepted the fact I'm not gonna hardly get any trophies in The Last Guardian, even before I went into it. So it's like I go through spells. Like Tomb Raider, I was like, I'm not getting this platinum, and I'm fine with it. I've taught myself through it, and I'm okay. But I would, I'm totally exaggerating, but I really would like a system like that on Nintendo.
Imagine how satisfying it would be to be playing Breath of the Wild or a Mario and you get a ribbon or medal and it does like a little Nintendo like jingle and pops up.
Yeah,
how satisfying would that be? That'd be so cool. I'd love that.
Or like Mario pops on the screen and like says something to you. Yeah, like stupid.
Alex Lindell on Facebook asks,
it's like this emotional Zelda moment. Yeah. And he's like, woohoo! Like jumps in.
That's it.
Awards you a medal. That'd be great. Or sometimes as Yoshi makes that little noise, there's like and gives you a trophy.
You can customize it and change it to different characters.
That'd be exciting. Alex Lindell on Facebook asks, do you think that the Switch's success will be greater than the Wii?
No.
I don't think it will.
I think Wii was like
nothing
a once in a lifetime
success.
It's just
sure.
like, I don't know.
That was easily the most accessible family console of all time.
Yeah, and a lot of the sales were just like my freaking great grandmother bought a Wii.
Yeah,
she's like, I got you guys a Wii to play when you're over here.
Yeah,
and like I had a 360
got you this little toy from the toy store.
It's like they were on home shopping networks and stuff, like selling Wiis with all those freaking attachments that like go to them, like play baseball, stick this giant dildo to your bat, and like break a vase in your house or something. So
I don't think anything will ever be Wii besides like
maybe a handheld,
maybe like a VR headset or like audible reality device that you can take anywhere and play games whenever you want. Like I think maybe
even that is like
in the future.
I don't know.
Like maybe something like that.
Who can say? I hope the Switch.
I hope it sees a lot of success.
Yeah,
for sure. So we asked our community on Twitter. We put out a survey. We got 43 votes, and the results are in. This was regarding the Nintendo Switch reveal. We gave the options: loved it, hated it, and meh.
Drum roll.
Sure.
I missed the audio up.
I was light enough.
A very patter.
Yeah, that'll work.
Patter drum roll.
So the loved it category, we had 53% of people loved the reveal. Hated it, 12% of you hated it. Meh was 35%.
I voted for meh.
Okay, I didn't vote at all, but I will say that the conference and the reveal I thought was pretty rough, but I'm very excited about the Switch regardless.
Yeah. I don't even love the Switch. I'm very meh about the Switch. I love Zelda. But like I told you, other polls that I participated in from other massive people I follow on Twitter in the gaming industry, like 70-80% of people were not impressed. So it's definitely interesting to just... The only people I see like really like all hands on deck like for this thing are like the hardcore Nintendo fanboys, and they're like... I know there's like bad apples in every fan group, like literally everything, but some of the Nintendo pages I follow are just in blatant denial that it's okay. There aren't a lot of launch titles. It's okay. I'm pre-ordering one because I love Zelda so much, but I can admit there's not a lot of launch titles, and they're just in flat denial that like they think this is like the second coming of like God, you know, like it's a little ridiculous, but I think it's just...
Well, I guess this is the first time they've been able to be super excited about Nintendo hardware and software in a long time, so they're probably like, holy crap, this is amazing, when in reality, I mean, because we get amazing exclusives pretty regularly on either Xbox or PlayStation. It's kind of like the same old for us, but for Nintendo fans that are exclusively on Nintendo, see, holy crap, a brand new, huge Zelda and a new Nintendo console, that's got to be really exciting. So I can understand why they're freaking out.
And you know me, dude. I want to hop on every hype train that flies by. I love hype, and I tried, but I'm just like I'm slowly walking behind the hype train, like whoo. Like, that's how.
We've got our batons, and we're just kind of like gently twirling them. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, I'm not like shaking in my boots waiting for the day to come, but when it comes, I'll get that little email. It's like, your Switch is ready for pickup. I'll be like, cool.
Oh, you're picking it up?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm getting it shipped.
I almost had it shipped, but the first time it messed up, like my card messed up, I was like, maybe I'll change it to pickup and that'll work, and I stuck with pickup, so whatever.
I don't want to get like stabbed on my way out to my car.
Yeah, it's like when I told you I fought hard for the original PS4 launch, and I got it at midnight, and I was walking out in the empty Walmart parking lot. I'm like, walk out the door, and I'm walking towards my car, and I just hear behind me, so you got one. And I turn around, and there's this guy just smoking a cigarette sitting on the ground. I was like, yeah. And he's like, cool. And I was like, totally, and drove home. So, but yeah, it's pretty exciting. So I think, in conclusion, we're excited about it. I'm excited for the future of Nintendo, see what we have in store. I'm very excited for Zelda. Even being a moderate Zelda fan, I'm not like, holy crap, Zelda. I'm just like, liked Ocarina of Time, liked Wind Waker. I've dabbled in other ones, but I'm very excited for Breath of the Wild. Totally new for me, so I'm pumped about it. Jacob, you said you're probably going to get one potentially over the summer?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think as I've been thinking about it, I know I was speaking in hyperbole about like, what the hell am I going to do with Horizon? I think probably, like you said, I'm probably have a healthy, like going back and forth, mainly probably playing Zelda on the go. Like if I'm like, I kind of want to go downstairs, I'm going to play some Zelda. Who knows like how the story, I feel like Horizon's probably going to have a more like, involved story in the means of like, I'm doing this side quest and stuff. Whereas I feel like Zelda, that seems like a game that I'll probably go for hours not talking to anybody, just like, okay, I'm going to do this, I'm going to go over there, I'm going to go through this dungeon, do this. Like, it seems like a game that I can still be like really involved with, but, you know, like I said, be kind of have the TV on and stuff.
Totally.
So,
yeah.
But, yeah.
That's exciting. Well, boys, that brings us to our final segment of the podcast, community questions. Our personal favorite. Thank you so much to each of you that sent us community questions this week, contributing to the conversation and extending it. This is always really exciting, brings new topics to the show, and we greatly appreciate your contribution. You can reach us at ItsObviousGaming@gmail.com. You can reach us on Twitter at obvious_gaming, or using the hashtag AskIOG. You can reach us on Facebook at ItsObviousGaming. Instagram, It's Obvious Gaming. You can join our PSN community, It's Obvious Gaming, or our Xbox Club, It's Obvious Gaming. All titled the same thing, keeping it easy for you guys. And yeah, you can reach us in all those places, and we encourage you to do so. We greatly appreciate it. So the first one, this is really, really deep, and it's going to take a lot of thinking, but bear with me. The first one comes from Gifty. You ready? Where is Karen?
Where's Karen?
Where's Karen? Now, I don't even know if this was meant to go to us, because there wasn't a hashtag AskIOG, but I got a where is Karen?
That's a really deep question.
Do you guys know any Karens?
Karen's probably taking a dump as usual.
Did Karen even exist?
Maybe. Yeah. Maybe she's existed this whole time and we didn't even realize it.
Maybe.
What is this question?
I couldn't tell if it was like a goof or it was an accident, but where's Karen?
It's probably a goof. I appreciate it.
Maybe it's like a misspelling.
I appreciate a goof.
Yeah, Gifty, thank you. We don't know where Karen is.
He probably like wrote out this long, elaborate answer and like was texting his mom or something and accidentally like pasted it onto ours and sent his mom like this novel. Sent us where's Karen.
You haven't seen Karen around recently, have you, Jacob?
No, I haven't.
Okay, no, I don't know where she is right now.
No,
maybe
sorry.
You did say that they could ask anything, so
yeah,
maybe he's just asking a
Wish
random
we could
question.
help you, but
sorry, we haven't seen Karen, Gifty, but thank you for sharing. The next one comes from Choby. Forgive me, Toby. Can you imagine if someone's name was Choby? That'd be pretty interesting. Toby at Gmail. Quote, what are your takes on watching demos and or gameplay on upcoming and personally anticipated games? For me, if I hear that a game that I've been waiting for or a game that has highly piqued for me, or if piqued my interest is being released, I'll stay up to date on release date information, but that is about it. Besides a trailer, I don't want to really see any gameplay or content before I play it. I love being immersed and surprised, and I've always felt that gameplay/demo streams have potential to spoil some of that, so I prefer to stay away.
That's kind of how I feel. I just like watching initial trailers and staying away from things, just waiting for it to come out.
Yep, that's exactly.
Because if you watch too much, you kind of like take away from your own experience when you actually play it.
I go back to Twilight Princess. I was so infatuated with Twilight Princess, and it came out a good 2 months before I was able to get it. I watched every boss fight on YouTube. I literally watched a walkthrough of the game before I played it. Right. I still loved the game to death, but like I completely ruined the surprise of like going into a dungeon and finding a boss by myself and stuff. So from that point on, I gradually got better about it. The time that I did it like hardcore was Fallout 4. I watched the release trailer and the E3 demo, and that was it. I did not watch anything or read anything about that game. So since then, like especially games I get like super hyped for, I do turn the switch off. I haven't done as good as I would have liked to have been with Horizon, because I did watch the new story trailer that came out, but I feel like that wasn't really a non-spoilery trailer. So yeah. But yeah, absolutely. I want to like Mass Effect. Nothing. Not watching anything.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything from it either. So yeah, I'm the same way. The only game I've ever gone balls deep into researching everything about it before it came out was Halo 3. Now, I still love that game. It's still one of my favorite games of all time, but I knew every detail of that game. I'll say Halo 4 as well, and I was amazing at Halo 4's multiplayer when it first came out, because I had watched so many people play the multiplayer before it came out that I like already knew half the maps. I knew all the tricks. I knew how all the weapons played, because like pros would talk about how they felt and played and everything. So I like had knowledge of it going into it. Now, it definitely didn't take away from my experience, but there was hardly any surprise going into it. So yeah, I'm happy to say that I'm the same way as well.
I was like that with Modern Warfare 2. I was up that game's butt, like on the forums, like any shred of information that came out, I was like really involved in it and stuff. So.
Yeah, but it's exciting to know that, for the sake of PlayStation, being PlayStation fans, even Nintendo now, know hardly anything about Horizon. I've seen the E3 demo, a couple trailers, that's it. Know nothing about Mass Effect except for those couple gameplay glimpses. I've seen a lot of Zelda from E3, but I feel like there's so many different things to do in that game, and now they just revealed the horse taming. Well, that's something we didn't know before. I'm sure there's more things like that have yet to be revealed. That's exciting. Know nothing about Persona coming out later this year?
The guy was whatever, like holding whatever Zelda does when he, or not Zelda, sorry,
the glide.
Link. Yeah,
how
the glide.
Dare you?
When Zelda is using the gliding thing, and he tries to land on the horse, and it just like hits him off. It's funny.
It is cool.
Sorry to interrupt you.
No, that's fine. No, but we're all kind of the same way, Toby. We also like to keep it all a surprise, because even just watching something, I feel like, kind of ruins it for me. So
how dare you?
How dare you? So Toby asked one more question. This is a fun one. What is the story behind not living with one another anymore? I can't help but picture an impressive living room of multiple TVs, consoles, and a memorabilia dedicating to gaming when you guys were living together.
It wasn't that.
No.
I can explain this. So I went to music school a couple years ago, and it was in Duluth, which is about 45 minutes to an hour away from where I live, and I was going to need to live in an apartment. Thankfully, directly across the street was an apartment complex that was affordable, and I was like, man, it'd be great if my best friends and I moved into an apartment together. So it was me. You just stretching over there? Are you all right? Your ass. Well, my lower spine I'm going to need ripped out because it's destroying me. We got to get new chairs.
I don't recommend ripping it out.
I'm going to remove it for a little while, maybe put it back in later when it feels better.
I'm not sure if you can live without one.
Yeah, we'll see. But we moved into an apartment. It was me, Jacob, Preston, of course, and our buddy Zach Bynum, who's been on the podcast a handful of times. But it was, without a doubt, the best year of my life so far.
2-bedroom apartment.
Yeah, 2-bedroom apartment. Preston and I shared a room, and Jacob and Zach shared a room. And their room was a little smaller than ours, so they had a bunk bed.
We had a bunk bed.
Yeah. And we didn't have a really badass living room with multiple TVs, although we had talked about that. It was just too small to make it comfortable, and all of us had different schedules, so I'll never forget this.
I was tribute in the beginning to have my TV in the living room.
Yes. You know why yours? Because originally mine was in there, and I was playing Gears when we first moved in, and someone's like, dude, the game's on. Can we switch it to the game? It was move-in day. And I was like, oh, sure. So we turned it to the game, and I realized when I was sitting there, I was like, this is going to happen all the time. So I moved mine into our room.
Yeah, so I put mine out there, and the exact same thing happened. So I was like, fuck that, dude. Like, I want to play games.
For a little while, we didn't have a TV in the living room because no one wanted to put their TV out there.
Zach put his out there.
Well, he had to get one.
Yeah, he got one.
Yeah,
And
so
he put his console out there, too.
I remember the closest we came to having a really cool gaming room was when Preston and I in our room sat back to back with our TVs and played a lot of games. Like, we both played Outlast sitting back to back and just were scaring each other because I would scream and he'd think something was going to get him and he'd start screaming. We'd panic in the room. But we played a lot of multiplayer games where we wouldn't even have to wear a mic because we were sitting right next to each other, so that was kind of cool. But one of the funniest memories I have of the apartment, this is hilarious to me, is when I'd woken up, it was like 8 a.m., I had to go to class that day, I'm like eating cereal on the couch watching TV, and Zach had to go to work, and it was just me and Zach that were up at the time, and Zach's getting his bag on, and opens the door to leave, and he just opens it, and all of a sudden you hear just sirens in the distance, and he just turns and looks at me, and I'm like, go get him, Tiger. And he just smiled and walked out the door from that Spider-Man scene in Spider-Man 2 where he's about to leave and Mary Jane's like, go get him, Tiger. It's just, it was classic. It was one of the best moments we've ever had as friends. But I remember we still laugh about that today. But and we, like we said multiple times, we had a lot of Diablo 3 nights where we'd sit at our kitchen table with all of our laptops, and we had this adjustable light where we can make it look like a tavern light, like really dark, but there's still a little bit. And we had our drinks. We'd play Diablo for hours on end.
You did. So, you had such a crappy experience.
I did. I played on my old Mac, and I played on...
Don't even.
Preston had it way worse than I did.
I had the shittiest.
Explain your situation. You got a monitor on top of something. You used a drum pad as your mouse pad.
I had the crappiest laptop of all time, and the screen was broken on it. So I had this like freaking DVI output into this old ass monitor sitting on like a book, and then I had like somebody's old mouse that they like lent me, and I didn't have a freaking mouse pad, so I used like your practice drum pad, and it was like the worst thing ever. I still played like 60 hours of like a monk on that thing though. So
I'll never forget when you decided to just basically quit your job and play Diablo for 2 weeks straight, where
I was a pro Diablo player for
I'd leave for school and you were playing, and I'd come back like 8 hours later and you were still playing in the same spot. So that was good.
Fast forward to now, that laptop that I use hardly turns on anymore.
Yeah, it's a shame. But yeah, there were just countless stories you could probably tell. But one time we played bowling in the apartment. We set up cones in our hallway. I'll never forget what you said. Zach and I were playing bowling with like a soccer ball and these cups in our apartment down the hallway. And I remember you came out of your room and you're like, God, what did you say? You're like, guys, we're like 20 years old. What are you doing? Me and Zach thought that was the funniest thing ever. But
I don't know.
We had amazing times in the apartment.
You graduated.
Yeah.
And just like Zach moved to Florida. Like we're just all doing different stuff now. It's just
once our lease was up and I finished school, there's no reason for us to be in Duluth anymore. Yeah. So we all just moved back home with our parents.
Yep. Oh yeah.
And we all still are, except for Zach. He's in Florida doing the Disney thing. So.
Yep.
But
I'm freaking out of town so much, and
it wouldn't make
saves
sense.
me a ton of money.
Right. Yeah. So I mean, that's partially why I'm still here. It's just if I had not gone back to school or switched jobs, if I had my job now, I could live on my own. But now that I'm going to school, I literally could not afford in a million years to live on my own. So I'm just hashing out every penny I make towards school to refrain from debt. But yeah, we're all just back at our parents' house, keeping it real, doing this podcast in my bedroom. So, but yeah, that's why we moved out. Our lease is up and I finished school. And,
that could be one of our Patreon goals. Is to buy us an apartment.
Yeah.
Buy us a house.
We need a new apartment. But Toby, thank you so much for your questions, my friend. The next one comes from Andrew Ash on Gmail as well. He says, "Hey guys, hope the holidays were great. I bought a Nintendo DS for my girlfriend this past Christmas. It was the lime green Super Mario edition. It was full price. Yes, she loved the gift, but to my dismay, it wasn't until she opened the gift that I realized it did not contain a charger. My question this week is, do you guys think Nintendo is within their right to sell the handheld console without a charger, or is it entirely on me for not paying attention to what the package contained? I did buy online, so I didn't have the box in my hand at the time of purchase. To me, the charger is an essential piece to the handheld experience, as the DS was an experience paperweight until we got one. I felt like I was sold a car and then told after the purchase that the keys were sold separately. Not to mention that we had to settle for a third-party charger since Nintendo doesn't seem to know how to manage their merchandise stock. Every store around me was out of licensed chargers. I personally think it's a load of crap to sell such an expensive piece of hardware without an essential piece of the experience. What do you think?"
I agree. That's dumb. It doesn't come with it. Is it their right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. They can do whatever they want.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty sure it says on the box. So I'm not going to dismay you for like, oh, you didn't see it on the box. It is, you assume
it should come.
It should come
like
with it.
Literally every piece of hardware almost always has come with a charger.
I mean, that's just dumb not to. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm assuming they were like, oh, well, people just getting the new 3DS are just upgrading, so they're going to have a charger anyway, which that's a dumb assumption. Yes, it's absolutely dumb.
I mean, I almost bought this 3DS at one point, so.
It's dumb. It's very inconvenient. Yes, they have the right to do it. Mm-hmm. Is it a smart decision? No.
It's a douchey move, but, you know, it is what it is.
Luckily, the GameStop that I went to buy mine, they had some, so.
That's nice.
I think it was $20 or something.
So when you bought yours, you also had to buy a charger.
Oh yeah.
Man, that's
they don't have one.
So annoying. I told them, obviously it's probably a money thing because they think, oh, we're packaging Super Mario World in the game. That's $15 right there. So we'll just remove the charger and make up for the loss. I don't know. But
super dumb.
Yeah, it kind of sucks. But yeah, we agree it should definitely contain the charger. Personally, Premature Decoy on PSN asks, if you could live in any gaming universe, what would it be?
Ooh,
this is tough, man. This is tough.
I want like one that nothing horrible is happening.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of a gaming universe where like the world isn't about to explode or something.
Animal Crossing?
Yeah. I was literally just thinking about Animal
Harvest
Crossing.
Moon?
Yeah. I don't know some
Tetris.
Oh no, I don't want to live in Russia.
Maybe a sports game.
I think Red Dead Redemption would be cool.
Yeah. The old West.
Because like that's just like normal stuff's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Just
maybe
back in
except for the bandits that will shoot you in the streets.
Hey man, that's how it was.
The Sims would be just like real life, I guess. Just people.
Yeah, but you want to
have like a god
anybody.
figure controlling.
We could already be Sims for all we know.
Yeah, we might be.
I'd probably do Animal Crossing.
I think
Crossing
Fable
would be nice.
would be a cool world to live in.
Oh, Fable would be cool. Mm-hmm. I don't know. There's some scary crap that goes on in Fable.
There is.
Yeah.
I'd like to experience the world of Fallout for a day.
Yeah.
I
was in Fallout 4 pre-nuclear war a little bit ago.
Yeah, you're right. You were. There's got to be some more fun. I think the style of Rocksteady's Arkham games would be cool to live in. If I were Batman, that's like one of my favorite depictions of Batman's world is the Arkham series.
Be in the world of Tomb Raider with Lara Croft At her house.
At her house?
Can I be in the Croft Manor with Laura?
Yeah.
By ourselves?
I guess that counts.
For 2 minutes? That'll do.
Yes.
I don't know. There's a lot of fun ones. I was going to say, if you can consider Harry Potter a video game, I'd like to jump into the Harry Potter.
Harry Potter.
Yeah.
If that's a video game.
Mass Effect, I'd love to explore the galaxy.
That'd be cool.
Well,
I don't know.
Uncharted
Mass Effect's
games would
scary.
be-
I don't want the Reapers, like...
Right. Well, the Reapers are
Destroying the
in a
universe or
different
whatever.
galaxy now. We don't have to worry about
okay.
them. We're doing our own thing in Andromeda now.
We're following our father.
Exactly.
What's his face? Putz or something.
Yeah.
He has like a weird name.
Yeah, I can't remember.
It'll be fun to experience the thrill of Uncharted, like, you know, in real life. But then you'd probably die because you're getting constantly shot.
How'd you feel about living in the world of The Witcher?
I would not even have to worry about dying from the guys. I'm sure I'd fall off a cliff or something. Like, I wouldn't even be able to get to the guys. The Witcher, I would not want to live in The Witcher.
No.
You're either getting mugged, a griffin's eating you.
Yeah.
Like, no.
What are those water creatures called that look like the creature from the Black
Drowners?
Lagoon? Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
drowners.
Mhm.
Fuck those guys.
Yeah,
man.
seriously. That's about all I can think of, I think,
Yep.
at least right now. I could look at the games over there. Destiny?
No,
No, that's too scary.
it would be cool to like do all the space travel and stuff.
Yeah.
In any game.
I'd
How
love
about
to work-
Doom?
Doom? Oh, like, hell yeah, dude.
Well, if you were the Doom Slayer, you got nothing to fear.
If you're on Earth, I guess Doom's
Oh, I
normal.
got one.
Yeah.
I would like to be Sora in Kingdom Hearts and go to all the Disney worlds.
Kingdom Hearts would be awesome.
That would be cool.
That'd be really
but
cool.
again, you'd probably die. So
Yeah, you'd probably be dead, no doubt.
your heart, you'd
Do
turn
you
into a
die in
heartless.
that game, or do
You
you
turn into a
like,
heartless.
You do? Okay.
Thank you for your question, Premature Decoy. That was a fun one. Now,
Essentially every video game ever was our answer.
Yeah.
So.
It's a lot of fun ones. Christopher Callahan, I think I'm pronouncing Callahan correctly. Please forgive me, Christopher, if I'm not. At Gmail. Callahan Auto Parts.
Yeah.
It's
Tommy boy.
Callahan brake pads. Yeah. It says, okay, hello guys. Big fan all the way from Ireland. Wrote to you guys before. My question is not so much a question, but more to gauge your opinions. Okay. So I live in a pretty rural area of Ireland. Even in 2017, we struggled to obtain a decent internet connection. It's glorified dial-up. Like, we're talking 0.08 download speed. Internet connection... Oh, wait, no, I already said that. But being this way, I cannot game online. I cannot connect to any store or game or anything, so when I buy a game, I like to know it's a bloody complete game. Not one which I have to download a day one patch or download to play local multiplayer or need to purchase a DLC to pretty much enjoy the game at its best. I guess what I'm trying to ask is, do you ever feel we will see a time when developers ever do like yesteryear and give us 100% of a game on a disc and not charge us to then make us pay to finish what is their job? I know I sound whiny and I'm a small minority, but as you can guess, I am pissed. The fact I needed an internet connection to play to even start most of my Xbox One titles has driven me to PS4, but more so retro gaming. Don't get me wrong, I love it all, but I'd still love to keep up to date with the modern gaming, but I struggle. What are your opinions on this? Many thanks to keep up the awesome work, Christopher Callahan, Ireland.
I doubt it because, you know,
the world we live in now will never go back, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's like developers are just very dependent on that massive day one patch.
Mm-hmm.
And as people that have internet, I don't even think about it. But I guess hearing that it actually does affect gamers, that does suck. And when you think back to a time like the PS2, GameCube, original Xbox, where you would get a game and it wasn't like, oh, I hope this game works. It was like, no, I paid for this, so it's gonna work. Like, that really sucks that we're kind of getting away from that. So yeah, I wish that were the case, but we're too far gone.
I mean, every piece of technology we own now always updates and requires changes and everything.
I mean, it depends on the game. Like, I played Dishonored 2 pre day one patch, and the frame rate was pretty bad.
Yeah.
And you know, after the 10 gigabyte patch, ran perfect. So if you didn't have access to that, yeah, your experience in that game isn't as good as mine was, and that sucks. Then again, some games, like I played Watch Dogs 2 pre-patch, it ran fine. It just depends. I actually play a lot of games pre first day patch due to me traveling and not having, you know, good internet. Like, we played Metal Gear Solid 5 pre-patch. I played Uncharted 4 pre-patch. Like, and they all run fine, but you know, typically those day one updates just add some stuff. It's I don't know. I haven't played a game besides Dishonored where it just didn't run well, you know. But it does suck just knowing that you don't like if Final Fantasy 15, like the stuff that that added like additional cutscenes, or I forgot what else that the Crown City or whatever the heck it was called patch. That kind of sucks if you don't have access to that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I wish that wasn't the case, and I guess if you like for sure don't want to have that experience, I'd go with Nintendo, because they seem to be like the only developers like putting out games that don't need patches.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So like I highly doubt Breath of the Wild's gonna have a day one patch. So I wonder if that's even gonna get patches like at all, game patches.
I don't know.
I mean, I would assume it would. I think the Wii U did. I never played it.
Right.
But yeah, that's a dumb question. Of course it is. But like, yeah, Nintendo doesn't do those massive day one patches. So yeah, I guess just in your position, you have to research before. So
yeah, that really does. That really is unfortunate, and know that we feel your pain, my friend, because I've lived with dial-up in the past. It's been a long time, but we had a recent internet problem where we had to replace our modem entirely, and my upload speed was slim to none. To upload a 8-minute YouTube video is going to take like 4 hours. That's how bad it was. So I can't imagine having to deal with that nowadays. So just know you're in our hearts, and it really is a shame. But that's a great point. Consider Nintendo for sure, because typically, at least in the past, they haven't really needed the day one patches. So that could be your window to avoid that situation. But Christopher, thank you for your question. It's a pretty solid one. I'm interested to hear anyone else around the world that struggles with a similar issue, because I know living in the United States or very popular European countries or where else in the world that's just heavily populated and they're up to date as far as technology is concerned. It'd be interesting to hear from people that may live in places where the internet struggles. So
my grandma's house in rural southern Illinois, it's horrible internet.
Really?
Over in that area.
My grandparents never had internet. So every time we went there, I had nothing.
Sucks.
Yeah, I did terrible phone service too. So
oh yeah, the phone service.
I had to talk to my family and shit, dude. It sucked. But no, it was fun regardless. But the next one comes from Sam Harris on Gmail. He says, "Hello, gentlemen. Shooters have become a ubiquitous part of gaming and continue to do so. My hope is that because of the success of Battlefield 1, we will see a resurgence of historical shooters. My question is, what era of history would you like to see in a shooter? I would love for Call of Duty to do a Generations game where you start in one era like the Revolutionary War and end up in modern times. Maybe this could be one game or where every few months there's an update for a new era, and this could be a new series of games that span those eras. Sincerely, Sam, aka The Flash 2189. If you had to pick a single era, let's say we'll throw World War II out the window because I think that's a given. Obviously, I'd love another World War II game, but besides that,
game set in the area we're currently in.
Yes. Now, this would be a struggle because the gameplay would just be so weird, but Revolutionary War would be cool because I think that time period's fascinating and cool, but the weapons are just...
I mean, there were more weapons than we think that could be kind of cool. I think that'd be a cool level. Like I don't know if I'd want to do like an entire like single player campaign / multiplayer experience of like the Revolutionary War or something. I feel like that would suit more of like a third person, kind of like Assassin's Creed was. I feel like a game like that definitely fits more in the Revolution. What was that movie? Patriot.
The Patriot?
Yeah, that'd be a Mel Gibson game.
It would, man. Yeah. Third person?
Yeah.
With like a tomahawk and a pistol?
I kind of think about that.
That'd be sick.
Revolutionary War.
I don't know.
That's the thing. Is
the French and Indian War.
Oh, yeah.
It'd be a fun Call of Duty game.
Yeah. I think another Western FPS would be cool. I know the Call of Juarez games were like okay, like Bound in Blood. I think that's what it was called. Was a pretty decent game. But I'd like a.
Imagine a Call of Duty where you are either the sheriff or a deputy of a small town, and like it's a much smaller scale Call of Duty where this enemy gang. I know this sounds a lot like Red Dead, but
you mean Battlefield Hardline?
Yeah, pretty much. But imagine a Call of Duty feeling Western game where this enemy faction or a group of bandits is taking over the town or attacking the town, and you're like a deputy or sheriff, and it's Call of Duty gameplay with Western weapons out in the West.
That'd be cool.
It'd be totally weird and different, but that'd be cool to me.
You guys should play Call of Juarez The Cartel.
No, the modern day one?
Horrible.
I bet. It looked terrible.
Horrible. So bad.
You got anything else, Jacob?
No.
Okay.
I'm struggling to keep
World War II.
Here.
I don't care.
Yeah,
I want it so bad.
Me too. Yeah, me too. I get that. Next one, or last one, I should say, comes from Brandon /Bra at Gmail. And this is a question to everyone tuning in today. I'd really, really like to hear your thoughts on this. It's actually important that you let us know. So anything else you have to say to us this week, toss us in at the end of your question or comment and let us know. It says, hey guys, having just finished watching episode 84, I was wondering if, since interacting with your followers and having an actual back and forth discussion with them, have you guys ever thought about making a community subreddit? I don't know your knowledge of Reddit, but having a place where the whole community can talk to each other and have discussions would be interesting. In the same vein, having weekly discussion threads following the main subject of the latest episode would make engagements and talking to each other easier. This is more or less a question directly to you guys and not really a community question, but it could be used as a community question to see if there's interest in it. Personally, I would rather having and sharing my thoughts on a subreddit thread than a YouTube comment. Just my 2 cents and suggestion. How do you guys, the two of you, feel about that?
I think it's a good idea.
Yeah, I don't see any harm in that. That's a good idea.
Me neither. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah,
I never use Reddit, so I didn't even think about
it. I mean, I know YouTube comments are a thing, but it's kind of limited on as far as you can spreading topics out and everything. But and then PSN, we have that as well, but it's hard unless you have the mobile app. It's very annoying. I
feel like
to type
the
on
PSN
PlayStation.
community is just like a way harder, annoying subreddit.
Right.
So
that's a good place to like share funny gaming moments or screenshots or like, hey, let's play Overwatch or something. But yeah, I think a subreddit is a great idea. Like you said, you could branch out in multiple topics. Like here's the main topic. Here's just random stuff. Here's because I think that would be beneficial. And we're all in on that. If you guys that tune in would like an additional place to just talk, even just amongst yourselves, I think that'd be beneficial. If you guys are interested in a subreddit thread or community of some sort, we will definitely put time into making that a reality. So please let us know your thoughts on that. It's crucial to building this community and discussing it with you guys. So thank you so much for all of your contributions to this episode. All the community questions was fun. But that ends our community questions, boys. That's the end of the episode.
Wow. Thank you so much, everybody, for those questions.
Yeah, they were fantastic.
They were fun ones.
Well, that was the It's Obvious Gaming Podcast, the show where my two best friends and I get together every single week to discuss video games, obviously. If you're listening to us anywhere but youtube.com/ItsObviousGaming, please check us out at youtube.com/ItsObviousGaming. And if you're on iTunes, please subscribe and give us a rating. We would very much appreciate it. And if you have any questions, please use the hashtag AskIOG. Send us an email at ItsObviousGaming@gmail.com. Send us a message on Facebook. You can send us a message on the PlayStation Community app, which is at It's Obvious Gaming. Also, the Xbox Club app, It's Obvious Gaming, if you're on that shitty console.
How dare you, Preston?
Let's play Scalebound together. Oh, wait.
Dude, let's get on Netflix together.
Guys, don't diss the microwave, all right?
Just kidding, I swear. We can all play Sea of Thieves together and sing shanties.
my $500 day one Xbox One. Can't believe I spent $500.
It's all right, man.
It's okay.
I don't even use it, dude.
I spent $350 on mine, and I had a ton of fun with Rise of the Tomb Raider, and what else did I get?
Quantum Break,
yeah.
No, I've invested a lot of time
and
on
Titanfall.
Xbox One.
I played a lot of Titanfall, too. When I
did play a lot of Titanfall.
I was way late to the party, but I had fun. But anyways.
And Black Flag. Oh, that's where I played Black Flag.
Gears 4 and all my Halo on that Xbox, man.
I'll play Gears of War eventually. I got to get to it. But anyways, thank you so much. And please tell your friends. We got to get to those 5,000 subscribers, guys.
You know what would be great? We should make a milestone of if we can reach 1,100 subscribers in the next 2 weeks. I think we're at 1,040 something.
Take our clothes off.
Okay.
It has to do with that. I was going to say, if we reach 1,100 subscribers, Jacob will do a whole episode shirtless.
I don't think so.
Come on, Jacob. If you commit to it, it'll happen.
Are you allowed to do that on YouTube?
Yeah,
it's sexual content.
Is it if he's shirtless?
Yeah.
I know it is. I know it is on Twitch.
Jacob shirtless. He has breasts.
On Twitch, you can't show like nipples or any skin or anything.
Wow, even men.
That's lame.
So,
I'm gonna stream on like Pornhub now.
Yeah, exclusively.
I'm not sure about YouTube for sure. But.
Okay. Well,
we could do a giveaway. We'll do a cool giveaway if we get it a milestone. If we reach 5,000 subscribers by the end of this year, we'll do a really big giveaway.
I think we should do a giveaway of Horizon.
Yeah, sure.
Maybe
or
we'll
Resident Evil or something.
Sure, man.
Give away my Switch.
Yeah.
After I play Mario and Zelda because there's nothing else to play.
Oh.
You're killing me, Jacob.
Thanks for joining us
Switch
on episode 85. We'll see you guys next week.
Yeah, we're going to switch off now. Goodbye, everyone.